Good evening and welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode 59 on this lovely Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Oh, so close this week.
We were. That was
so close.
So close to it. It's still ish.
It
But
is
not
ish.
like-
Still ish.
Hey, we're all gold.
We're all gold. Ian, do it.
Gold. Always
Always
believe in
believe
your
in your
soul.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
You've
As
got
you can
the
tell by
power.
that wonderful, wonderful serenading, I'm joined once again by Ian.
Million Man Ian.
Sorry,
hello.
Million Man Ian. Ladies' favourite Daniel.
Hello, ladies.
The returning MPV Graham.
Hello.
And Scottish Gruff Ross.
Hello.
Gentlemen, how are we? Have we had a wonderful week?
Very good, thank you.
One word for it. Yep, one word.
I'm very angry at the Formula One result, but apart from that,
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, let's not get into F1. F1, yeah.
ridiculous. Such a farce.
Absolute fast. Do you know what isn't a
Karen
farce, though?
Horner. Oh,
Video
disgrace.
There's no such thing as fast as in video games. And speaking of video games, let's talk about some of the video games we've been playing this year of 2021 in our annual,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
thank you, Game of the Year awards. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yay!
Yeah.
We played video games this year.
So I don't know. No, I don't think anyone's ever come up with the idea of an award show before.
Don't think so.
So
No.
let's just push this, get it popularized, and just, I imagine after today we'll probably see a fair few award things pop up, but you heard it here first. Let's
Yeah,
reward
exactly.
those fine folk who created some wonderful video games this year.
Yep.
So each of
Are
us have
we,
picked.
are we even doing top 5?
We've been doing,
Five.
yeah. So we've all
Spoil.
picked 5. So we're going to go around one by one and in descending order.
I will.
from
I
5 to
will
1.
preface this with there is a couple of crossovers,
I imagine there would be.
but not many.
I imagine there would be, but
Oh,
I'm
not many.
surprised. Well, we'll see. We'll get to that when we get to that. So, who wants to go first? Let's go with Scottish Gruff Ross. Why not? And you can hit the first trailer then.
Yeah. Whereas I'm on the
What
back
is
side of
your
the
number
list.
5?
My number 5, to probably much to the dismay of Jay, is Resident Evil Village. So it didn't make the top 5, but it's a bit further down the list. Having not completed 7 and then looking back at 5 and 6 and things like that, it's probably top 3. Oh, I've died. Top 3 favourite. What a way to
That's
die
what you
as
get
well.
for- that's what you get for putting Resident Evil Village number 5.
Yeah, top 3 Resident Evil games all time I've played. So, loved the setting, loved the way it was laid out with all the different areas for the different bosses. Loved the, I'm going to butcher the name of this house, Benvenuto.
Close enough.
Close enough. Loved that section of it. That was like prime Resident Evil shit scare horror. A lot more action, which was more 5 and 6 type idea. But even when you were in the castle with the daughters and the big lady, it was really, really enjoyed the game. Beautiful looking game. Definitely got replayability in it as well, and hoping that we'll get a wee bit more info on any upcoming DLC for it.
Indeed.
I saw
Indeed.
like when in the Game Awards, Lady Democris, the actual actor that plays her, she's fucking tall as well. In real life.
Yes.
I was like, I didn't
she's-
expect it. I was like, bloody
She's a
hell,
big
she's
lady.
Probably
tall.
leaning into the whole Lady Demetress thing. She does a lot of what's it like, cameos and stuff, I think, as her.
Yeah.
And lots of requests where she just basically you see it in the trailer, just basically fucking ripping people apart in the character and that, which I'm sure people pay a lot of money for. I'm going to go slightly off tangent here with Ross, because my number 5 is also Resident Evil Village.
Ooh.
Oh,
See, that's what I was saying. I was saying that there was going to be a shock in Jay's list.
So, to be quite honest with you, it very nearly didn't make the list at all, because
Wow,
I played
wow.
some very good games this year.
that is
But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, it was almost just going to be my honourable mention, which we'll get to once we've done our top 5.
Yeah.
But as Ross said, it was very good. It was a bit too action heavy for my liking, which is why it didn't quite live up to my expectations that I had for it. But it was very good still, really, really good. Especially as you said, House Benvenuto, and then the boss battles as well. I thought were pretty damn excellent this time round, even if they were a bit again more overblown and explosive than
yeah.
the scares and the spooks of Resident Evil 7, which was fucking brilliant, and
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, of course.
That, like I say, that was where it became much more actiony. If you think you like the castle fight, that was just a shit show. The what's the Moreau fight at the end, which was just fucking no Moreau, the other one. What was the Heisenberg fight was just crazy. The Moreau fight was again just loads of running and gunning. The only place that you had a sort of boss that you didn't fight, but it was more the scary part is like we were saying, the Benevenito. So
yeah, with that creepy ass baby. If you haven't played it, you've got to play that bit off. Creepy thing.
That was not nice, that part.
I know Daniel's played some. I don't think you, Grey Orion, have played it yet, have you?
Did Dan complete it?
I did. Thank you very much. One of my very few games I completed this year. I really enjoyed it. I really did. It was a good game, and I'm surprised it's on your number 5 there, Jay. I thought it would be a lot higher.
As we were talking earlier in the year, how much I was excited for it. I expected it to be much higher up, but well, obviously there was at least 4 games that I rated that bit higher personally. And again, there was a couple I nearly put up above that even then. But yeah, no, really good. Very good Resident Evil game. Just not one of the best ones.
The best ones. That was 5, wasn't it?
Right, moving on. Graham, what is your number 5?
My 5 was a recent addition, as I was finally able to get over to it today, and the Halo Infinite.
Oh wow! For Graham, Halo 5.
I'm very surprised that Halo would be included in your list, Graham.
Well, I did
the campaign, I should
the multiplayer, but I started to get into the campaign earlier on. Started to tuck in a few hours into that bit. Not sure about the hookshot platforming bit. That bit can suck a hairy nut. But
that's the best part.
That's fantastic.
It's so annoying. I fell off so many times.
Oh man, it's like see the way you can just traverse the map.
Oh no, it speeds up running. Yeah, that's bit's the only bit I like. But when it comes to the platform side of it, that's not so fun. But starting to get into the whole story of that bit again. I feel like I've missed a piece because I don't think I finished the previous one. The story's a bit obscure.
Yeah, I've been sort of struggling with that as well. Like I'm getting sort of bits and pieces of why. I can't even really talk about it. It's too new.
What is happening?
Yeah, bits and pieces as to why you're the way that you are with certain people.
Yeah, I said I put in my review exactly what you're getting at, Ross. Like, half the time they're saying all these names of characters and what's going on. I'm like, who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
Why am I supposed to?
I think
as long as you guys are getting confused, I feel much better.
Having not finished 5, and I think not finishing 5 has had a big knock-on effect as to how you're getting pieces of story for this. It does, without spoiling it does go back on itself later on in the game.
A little bit. But
not massively, but enough that you then understand certain things about it.
It definitely wouldn't have been missed if they'd put like a 5-minute like previously on.
Yeah, that would have been that'd have been such a great thing.
Yeah. But have you noticed how they're talking about Halo, like in Major Nelson's podcast? No one refers to Halo 5. So the podcast so they talk about the Master Chief Collection, and then they don't say, oh yeah, and should you have played number 5? They don't even mention 5. It's as if they've gone, do you know what, 5 was that bad? We've cut it from the kind of the lore and the story.
Yeah, I mean the campaign was fucking dreadful, but the multiplayer was really good. But yeah, they proper pulled it out this time. As I said, I couldn't talk about it last week because it wasn't out, but I had reviewed it. It's up on the site now, and it might make a reappearance later on. You never know.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so
nice.
It's not going to get any higher than 5, but yeah, it's definitely looking forward to playing that again, and much more than some of the others I've had this year. So yeah, it creeped into 5.
So yeah, Halo 5 for me would be one of my honourable mentions, purely for the amount of fun we had on multiplayer that night.
Yeah, that multiplayer was fantastic.
I can't really comment on the campaign because I haven't started it yet. I'm a disgrace, but I've done more multiplayer, and again, I can see why. But for me, purely because I haven't started, I can't really comment on the campaign wise.
I may or may not
can't make my top 5.
I may or may not have crammed it to make sure it makes my top
5. But yeah, I think it's purely because of the multiplayer fun. It's one of my 2 honorable mentions. So for me, I can see why it could have people's top 5, but for me, not quite.
And so, Ian, what is your number 5?
So for me, my number 5 is probably a bit of a weird left field game. But when I was going through my game, and I was thinking about what games I want to add, and I pretty much have a top 4 set in stone. And the 5th one, I was toying between 3 games. But for me, it has to be Retromania.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, that's a nice left field choice. I approve.
watching the thing is, I'm watching the trailer, right, and I'm guessing they don't have any rights to anybody. It's just like
they do. Yeah, they have rights. They haven't got like big like Roman Reigns or anything like that. I think the main one is Tommy Dreamer.
But you're saying that I recognise half these characters. So like I've seen Zack Sabre Jr., I've seen the Road Warriors, I've seen Nick Aldis,
Blue Meanie,
Legion
Blue Meanie,
yeah. I've seen all these. There's
John Morrison, Johnny Nitro.
So I'm seeing like all of these players, and like I recognise loads of them. I didn't realise it had the proper. I didn't realise it had the names. I thought it just had likeness type idea, but it looks cool.
No, it's fully proper, like all indie circuit or like classic old school indie darlings.
Yeah, it's like
I think for me it was
to the old WrestleMania arcade game.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what made me love it about it. It was just that classic snares aspect, and it took me by surprise. I didn't realise how much fun I would have with the game when I first started playing it. I was like, bloody hell, this is actually quite a lot of fun. And again, there's all combos and stuff. The only thing I would say missing for me would be create your own character. Shame you can't do something like that. Even if it was just like a few boring skins I had when the first SmackDown came out. It was like dreadful skins. I think you couldn't even pick it. You could make your own face. I think I had Mark Henry's face when I was making a character. Just because you couldn't really pick a character, you make pick a case face from this body. So like skinny Mark Henry. So even if it had something like that, it'd be quite cool. But but for me, it had a little storyline and stuff. You can make yourself heel or face. Often I went straight to heel.
Obviously.
And fun, great cook mode. The Royal Rumble worked quite well as well. You can like chuck people out. You can obviously have all the button mashes and stuff you're trying to get. So for me, surprising about it, it actually was quite a bit of fun. And it had commentary as well, which surprised me as well. For something that's so 16-bit. It had even had commentary and stuff and ring announcers and all walk-ins and stuff. Obviously, the only missing point of it would be it didn't have online multiplayer, which is a bit of a shame. So I can't play against you guys online and stuff.
That would be amazing.
That would be funny as hell.
But hopefully, obviously, it's got local. So you can do up to, I think it's up to 6 or 8 actually. So it's quite high for local co-op. I think 4, maybe 4 or 6 for local. So for me, I think when you got a chance to get together and play that, it'd be quite good fun.
We're saying EGX in Birmingham.
Cool.
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Surprising for that, but I thought I have to give it a mention because I did really enjoy it. And
it does look like a lot of fun. Daniel.
Yes.
Numero 5, please, sir.
So number 5 was Song of Iron for me.
Good shout.
Yes. Yeah. I obviously once I saw the trailer, God, many moons ago, I was like, yeah, this looks awesome. And then played it and because it had the vibe of kind of Inside, and I can't think of the other one off the top of my head. It's gonna
Limbo.
Yeah. Thank you. I was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be good. And then just the way he was able to kind of have things come towards the screen, even though you were moving from left to right. The gameplay was very, very simple. You know, it was hit a button, change your weapon if it broke. But the story behind it and the complete left field turn right at the end, I just like really, really enjoyed it. I think it is a really, really good game and a game that people need to play. It's so cool.
The depth,
so cool.
The depth part of this game is, as you were saying, is fucking incredible. So you've obviously got like your 2D.
Yeah, I mean you're just moving
in the
side
background
to side
between like the scenery, dragons, like the mountains that you just seen there, utterly like breathtaking. How amazing it looks and how well it's done. It's not because it doesn't look static. Well, it isn't static, but you know how sometimes with these sort of side-to-side games, the background's static, and that's what it is. You actually get a sense of depth in this. It looks like there's different levels as it goes back.
Yeah, I mean, it feels living, breathing, everything. As you say, like the dragon part is probably the best way to describe it. So as you're moving across the mountaintop, the dragon comes down and comes coming up on screen now.
Yeah,
and comes towards the screen. It's unbelievable. And as I said, you're only moving left to right. You're jumping on bits and bobs, but it's awesome. And enemies coming out from behind the shadows. Like I said, just truly amazing. It was all made by one guy. I think he had someone else to do the score, which they sent him the score as opposed to him trying to find someone to do the music for the game. Yeah, just like amazing. Really enjoyed it.
Looks amazing. It's just,
it's cool.
Definite looks wise. Obviously, you're saying that the gameplay is fantastic as well, but looks wise, it looks like the type of game that everybody should experience.
Yeah, totally.
Does look like look fun. Is it quite difficult? Or is it?
Dan played it. It can be difficult.
This is me. So I managed to do this while I had COVID. So I think it took me 3 days. There was one part of the game where I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this at all. And essentially, you had to jump off the mountaintop. Who knew? Who knew?
Simple as that, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, awesome. And then Spartan kick people off frigging ledges and stuff. Oh, love it.
Sparta.
Yes.
Nice. Well, it does look very good. I've been one of them ones I've been looking to pick up at some point in the sale. So next time it's on sale, give me a shout.
Yeah,
and we'll do.
And he's still
add it to the backlog.
What is he doing? He's still kind of updating it and looking after it. Saw a tweet not so long ago that he was saying he was kind of amending achievements and something else in the background. But yeah, just awesome. Brilliant game.
Yeah. When he also looking at doing some sort of Series X up stuff at some point as well. I think he mentioned the other day on Twitter.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But yeah, nice. Okay. Well, let's flip and reverse this. Daniel, what's your number 4?
Halo. So I have not completed the campaign, so I am purely going on the multiplayer aspect of this game.
How far are you in the campaign?
I have just got past the first boss. I'm now onto the open world bit of the campaign. So what, an hour, maybe hour and a half ish?
I can't comment, so but fair enough.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know how I feel about the campaign. So as soon as the open world part happens, overwhelmed is not the right word, but I'm just a bit
scared.
Maybe scared could be the right. There's so much to do and there's so much traveling. But talking about the multiplayer aspect of the game, I love playing the multiplayer. I'm crap. I save my bullets.
Maybe bullets is an understatement there, mate.
Well, yeah, but then my kill death ratio was all right. Yeah, what they've done, helping the battle pass. Like the other day I played, I had double XP on, and I think I managed to go like 5 levels up on the battle pass.
Oh, they fixed it then, have they?
Yeah, well, it fixed it to a degree. So now if you play 7 games, the XP you get decreases from 300 all the way down to 50. And then any game after game 7 is, I think it's always 50 XP as you keep playing. But yeah, just the multiplayer is so cool. It's Halo. It feels good. You know that you're not being cheated when you get done by someone. It's pure skill, or they know how to cheese it better than you do. Yeah, and I can't wait till and I can't wait till they update and bring in other maps and game types. Like having some SWAT or I believe Fiesta might be coming in as part of the playlist as well.
Which one's that one?
There was a story earlier on there adding SWAT, Slayer, Fiesta, and something else in next week, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which one's Fiesta? Sorry?
Fiesta is basically the guns change every time you die.
Oh,
so
okay.
You might start off with a plasma pistol, but you might start off with the like the rocket launcher. So it's luck of the draw, or all RNG. You get to try out obviously all the weapons, which is quite cool. Yeah, it's just awesome. I really do love playing this multiplayer game. This is my game for next year. The multiplayer, touch wood, unless it shits the bed.
It's been a fantastic return to form for the multiplayer, as you said, Ian, as well.
Definitely.
When we played it the other week. I haven't played it for a couple of weeks because I was doing a campaign and then I've been doing other bits and pieces, but definitely need to get back to it at some point this week because I've missed it tremendously.
We need to get on a big team battle because I haven't played that at all.
That would be fantastic.
I don't want to be playing randoms.
Yeah. I like one of the comments on our videos like, teamwork in Halo?
Yeah.
Say what now?
Yeah. Ian, number 4.
Number 4 for me is, well, it has to be for me, Dark Pages Anthology, House of Ashes.
Oh.
Good game. Really, really good game.
For me, I'll probably say the reason why this may have hit number 4 as well, purely is because I'm going through a binge of playing them through all again. So I've done obviously Man of Medan recently. I did a little Hope last weekend. I restarted House of Ashes. I haven't fully gone back through it. I think I've just started on like the bit where they just fall into the cave.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill everyone quickly, which obviously is always fun. But yeah, I think for me, just playing through all again, you're right, Man of Medan is probably still number one, but House of Ashes is still fantastic. They've got the action, they've got the storyline, they've got the characters. Some piss you off, some don't. But it's always good fun. It's always the fun of trying to keep them alive, and the whole what if, especially the whole scenario of do nothing and actually does something now rather than just, or you don't really answer anything and then you carry on. Doing nothing actually has some impact in the game as well as doing something. So for me, yeah, House of Ashes has to hit number 4. Just I want to play through again. That's how good I think it is, and just the characters warm to me. Again, at first I was like, this character really pisses me off, but actually like warming to it, like officially.
Yeah, it's definitely the best one they put. I think as a whole they put together. Like I said, I still prefer Man of Medan's story and stuff, but in terms of like technically and the way the story branches and that, it's definitely the best one they've done.
The way the story, the way the story branches, this is the point about the concept and the mind of how the Man of Medan. That's like, oh yeah, that's quite peak. But yeah, I think it's good. I think I like it. Eric is obviously
very good.
I really liked Rachel as well, because in Rachel, most people didn't really like her. I actually really liked
she
her
was
character.
a bit of a pain in the ass, but she was
I
right
think
by the end.
she's meant to be that kind of bitch, high strung pain in the ass, because
that's her character
it's a male dominant environment, and she's
definitely.
a female.
That's what I got from it as well.
So I kind of liked the fact that she was that kind of.
She has to be this way to survive.
Yeah. So for me, definitely. That's for me.
And you can hear more of our thoughts in the spoiler cast on this very YouTube channel, which is on here somewhere, which we did a couple of months ago. So, nice. Good pick. Graham.
You next, isn't it?
No, you next.
Yeah, we'll pick the order as we go along.
Okay. My pick for number 4 is Biomutant.
Oh.
So this came out earlier in the year, and it was a great looking game. Wasn't sort of looking into like before it came out, but it was proper, sort of blew me away. We're sort of playing it. The graphics are lovely. The gameplay is just what you'd expect from this kind of open world, sort of with your kind of feisty ninja animal. But there's loads of different sort of mini tricks and quests to do, and it's just it has a bit of an undertone about sort of the world being polluted and you sort of cleaning it up, a vibe to it, it's just a really good game.
Another one of these games that looks visually stunning, like really nice to look at. I've never paid much attention to the actual game, but looks wise, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's a stunning looking game, and it's just a lot of different sort of variety to it, different sort of equipment that you can equip, different weapon types that you can kind of play with, or styles. You can be sort of a bit of a melee focused or sort of gun based focus, and it's just fun to fly around the maps and just sort of busy yourself with the side quests rather than just sort of sticking to the main quest kind of thing. It's one of those kind of games that you can
just
just
RPG style approach in it.
Yeah, you just
it's the world off you go type thing.
Yeah, and that's sort of the best way to play these kind of games that sort of cater to sort of looking at all the different vistas. You just let the wind take you and just go about all over the place and try things out. But so many different things to find and use and unlock, like different mounts, crazy mounts, like a giant hand thing that you kind of ride.
I just saw that in the trailer.
It's nuts. That's what I mean. There's loads of different quirky stuff like that, and all the different people you meet are just weird in all kind of different kind of ways. It's quite charming, and a decent RPG for those looking for any. Totally recommend.
Nice. I did try it. I played maybe about 2 or 3 hours of it, but then again, time got away with me. I was enjoying what I played though. So maybe one day when time allows, I might get back to it, but probably not. But so that was your number 4.
That's number 4.
Good choice, Graham. I was just looking at my list because I can remember what I got.
I've got your next one up.
My number 4 was a game that was provided by that wonderful service called Game Pass, which was Flynn, Son of Crimson. So this was a couple of months ago at this point. It's like a 2D, not quite Metroidvania style thing. So it's like an old school Mega Drive game. So you start and you gradually accrue powers or better weapons and stuff, and you just go through the levels, clearing out enemies and fighting bosses and picking up collectibles and stuff. And the thing about it, just the way it was done was just almost perfectly executed. The difficulty was just right. There was lots of things to see and do. There was lots of different sort of side paths, even though it wasn't an open world like Graham was saying, something like Biomutant. You had like the main locations on the map, but occasionally you have to go back to another one to help clear it from the scourge that was tormenting the land, or there'd be hidden areas you could only get to when you got certain power-ups and stuff. And yeah, it was one of them games that I didn't see anything about it before it came out. They come to us for a review. It was one of those, I might check it out in a bit. And then I checked it out on Game Pass just on the off chance, and I didn't stop playing it for a whole weekend. It's absolutely brilliant. I couldn't put it down. I was on the cloud gaming on my phone when the kids were hogging the TV, and then when they went to bed, back on the TV playing it. And yeah, I just utterly enjoyed every moment of it. Absolutely brilliant. Quite hard at times, but yeah, really, really good. Proper old school 2D adventure.
Yeah, I think Jake really enjoyed it as well. He was saying it's quite a good game. So yeah,
really, really good. So yeah,
it does look quite cool. How long is it? Like,
I think, although I said I was playing it all weekend, it probably took me maybe 10 hours to finish.
Oh, okay.
And that was with getting quite a lot of the collectibles and stuff as well. I didn't get everything, but I went through and sort of hunted out quite a lot of it because I was just wanted to play more of it because it was just fun to play. Yeah, really good, really, really good.
Yeah, it does look quite fun actually. Good. It definitely looks like a good, like you say, cloud console when you're on the phone with the Kishi.
Yeah, it worked really well on the cloud. Nice. Go check it out. So, Ross, your numero 4, please, sir.
Helps
put your mic on.
Yep. So my number 4 was a game that was one of my review games actually, and
you mean the one?
One I've had 5 or 6. Shut up. Was Chernobylite. Loved this game. Right on my street in the survival horror aspect. The setting was amazing. How they done a great job. Obviously, they went in with the drones and things like that. Got 3D mapping of the whole sort of exclusion zone, so it looked perfect. The audio side of things, just constantly keeping you on edge. The gameplay, the sort of go loud or stealth mechanics you've got in it, the crafting, the base building. Really, one of the best survival horrors that I've ever played. Loved the storyline, as fucking crazy as it did eventually get near the end. Loved the sort of alternate dimension type idea that they brought into it. I think had this game been set not in Pripyat and Chernobyl, it probably would have made the list. But I think there's a sort of game developers magic that when you put a game in this area, it just makes the game so much better because of the unknown that's there. And I really, really love the game. Definitely recommend it to people who like either horror or survival games.
So yeah, I think as we spoke when we reviewed it before, as soon as you say something like crafting or survival, I'm like, no, I'm done. But looking at the trailer, it does look very good.
Yeah, the crafting's not like it's not like Green Hell that I did, for example, where you have to do this to survive. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to worry about anything other than picking up like filters for your mask. Apart from that, that's the only thing you need to really survive. So it's survival horror to an extent, but I would say it was more just a horror RPG type, or not even a horror RPG, more like a horror action game. Yeah. But no, really good. I really enjoyed it. Pleasant surprise. At the start of the year, I wouldn't have expected a game like this to be creeping into my top 5, but
that's what we always like to see.
Exactly.
A nice surprise to come and creep up on you for your Game of the Year list. And speaking of Game of the Year list, Ross, what's your number 3?
Well, I will go 2. Well, we'll probably jump into this more when we get into the main story, but I will jump.
Hey, what was Dan's 4?
Yeah, Dan, did you
Halo.
play?
I did my 4.
The multiplayer.
Oh, sorry, my bad. He did. Apologies.
Jumping into not only my number 3, but the actual game of the year, It Takes Two.
Takes Two, baby.
Love this game. Fantastic couch co-op, funny as hell, great wee storyline to it. Mini games were fantastic. Love the way that the art style was done. The only downside that this game's got is fucking Dr. Hakim. If he disappears in the game, it would be so much better. But no, such a good game.
That's the book, isn't it?
That's
chats to you from the story.
Doctor of Love.
Oh, so fucking annoying. But fantastic game. Obviously, I played A Way Out, which was a great game. There was another one as well, which name I can't remember it. But this is like the perfect couch co-op game. So many different things that just add hilarity to it. You obviously have to depend on whoever you're playing it with to get through certain parts of the level. So depending on the person that you're playing it with, gaming level can be a bit of a slog depending on how good they are.
I'm with my wife.
Well, exactly. But no, really funny game, really good looking game, and I can understand why it was the sort of game of the year, because it was an amazing little pickup, especially for the fact it was I forgot what the guy's name is.
Joseph
Fares.
Yes.
He's just done amazing work on this job, so it's really good.
It's quite a long game as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
For
I was
game.
shocked at how long it was. I was expecting maybe something 10 hours, maybe, but it feels like I've played a lot more than 10 hours in this game.
That could play the missus.
Well, I did play it. I've played it online and I've played it couch co-op, so.
I was gonna say, I've seen like people at IGN and that saying they were playing for like 25 to 30 hours.
Oh yeah, it's a massive game. The thing is, because you've got like the little side games and that you can play as well, you can sort of go off a little tangent with that as well.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the games I've promised to play the missus because she's really keen on it as well. But yeah, it does look like a lot of fun.
I've been thinking about seeing if my wife will play it with me because she doesn't really play games very often. But I think this one might be able to convince her. Looks all right.
Yeah, I think definitely, like you say, it brings out what's that? No Way Out and Unravel 2 vibes. So
yeah.
Both games which are really fun with us. I imagine this could probably take all the boxes as well.
I think Dan's played, haven't you?
Yeah, I've only done a couple of hours, but Ross is right with the gaming level. If that person is not on there, especially that first level with all the fans, you're like, oh my god, just jump on the thing.
Just give me the fucking controller.
Yeah. But yeah, really good fun.
And have you played it yet, Grammar?
No, I haven't picked it up yet. It does look like something I might be able to try and play with the wife, but yeah, it's one of those finding the right time to do that.
Yeah, as is always the case, it's time more than the will to play these sort of things. Nice, and as you said, it did win the overall Game of the Year award at the Game Awards, which Ross, I can't hear.
Well, because I keep shoving my face full of crisps. We will discuss this a little bit more later in regards to the actual Game Awards.
Indeed. Yes. I mean, fancy doing an award show just when we were about to pioneer the idea, eh?
How dare they?
You fucking turds, eh?
He must have listened.
He must have
hacked our Google Docs.
Our Google Doc, yeah. Outrageous. All right, I suppose my turn again now, isn't it? Where's my list gone? Okay, so my number 3 is Backbone, which I spoke about quite a lot 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we'll just go through this very quickly. It's like a post-noir detective thriller where you play as anthropomorphized animals, and like Flynn, I just thought it was on Game Pass. I thought I'll have a quick go because why not? And then I didn't stop playing it for an entire weekend. It's just absolutely brilliant. I loved every second of it. The story was interesting. The characters were great. It looks bloody lovely. The music was awesome. And for maybe 6 hours of worth of story, I only once I think I got stuck. And again, that was my fault rather than the game being difficult, as it were. It's just wonderful from start to finish. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, and as I said, I spoke too much about it the other week, so I won't go too much more. But if you've got Game Pass, definitely check it out. If only just to see how the visuals look in the first area, because the way the lighting works on like the 2D pixel art, it's nothing short of wizardry, and then you'll get stuck. Hopefully, with the story and the gameplay will keep you hooked.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the ones I've literally, as soon as you start talking about it, I've downloaded on my PC, laptop, shall I say, and I definitely gonna have a go because it's one of those games where it's not that graphically huge. So it isn't like you need all the big, powerful.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit more intense than it looks, but I think it should run on a half decent PC.
Yeah.
And again, another great one for cloud gaming as well.
Oh, there we go. Like I say, yeah. But hey, I mean, like I say, if I can't, I'll just download on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So it'd be good. Like it's a good quick one to play whilst you're on the go, and like you say, it doesn't seem like it's that long. So it's one of those ones you can play during
maybe
lunch hour or
6 hours.
something.
Yeah. And although there's dialogue choices, I don't think you really affect too much of the narrative. It's more about filling in the world, as it were. And yeah, really, really good. Really, really good. Graham, numero 3, please.
My number 3 is Tales of Arise, which is an amazing RPG. I mean, the series is always amazing when it comes to stories, the Tales series. I didn't even get to finish the Tales of Vesperia, the one before, but I have bought that one now. But yeah, Tales of Arise is, graphically another one that looks amazing. And the way they've done the sort of the battle system in this one is just a bit kind of different. You always sort of start with one, but you can mix it up and play as different characters inside the kind of dome where you battle in, and you just coordinate attacks. And it's, obviously some people have benefits over the enemies over others, and it's just a clever way that you've done battle, and it keeps that bit fresh each time. There's Jay's favorite bit of crafting here and there. Of course. And it's just, the story is just really kind of absorbing as you sort of go through this guy who's lost his memory and he's kind of finding out things and changing the world as he sort of goes through the different areas. And it's just looks and plays amazing and very, very good RPG.
Nice. Is it there's no like multiplayer or anything, is it?
No.
Player.
It is a single player and a very stunning one at that.
It looks cool. It really does look good.
It does, yeah. It's just the variety of sort of, just everyone has sort of amazing moves that just look glamorous, and then you can just keep mixing it up as you go into battle and just plays. You just change your party around, and then you're just seeing all different kinds of moves. And there's just someone who's just got such like amazing graphical moves, and then you just play as someone else, and they've got a whole collection. You just want to play as everyone just so you get to see all their different moves in the mid game, because they all just look awesome.
Nice. Well, I don't suppose anyone else here has played the Tales of Arise.
No, I can't say I have.
Not my cup of tea at all. But yeah, nice. I was trying to think of your list, and that one completely passed me by when I was trying to imagine what your top 5 would be. So good shout, sir. Good shout. See, keeping it fresh. Ian, speaking of fresh, Mr. Fresh himself.
This may or may not.
I'm going to leave the room.
This may or may not upset people, but my number 3 is technically a game that came out last year.
Hang on a minute.
But came to Game Pass this year.
Oh, no, he's done it. He's done it.
No, it's right. I will give him this. No, that's right. It came out to Xbox this year.
Technically, yes.
You can have that. I will allow that.
So yeah, controversial a bit, but for me, something big. As you know me, I did a bloody speed run on YouTube. I've even got that time lowered down. I know it's the same old rinse and repeat roguelike, same kind of thing over and over again. Obviously, bosses change every now and again, and you can increase the power of the bosses if you want to through skulls that you get before you start the level. But for me, I just enjoyed it so much. I was surprised how much I would enjoy it. I really thought, as a roguelike, I probably wouldn't get into it as much. I thought, I'll just give this a go, see what it's like. And therefore, I just going to put it down, kept playing it, kept trying to learn all the combos, get all my god powers up. And for me, it was a fantastic title. Really, really enjoyed it. And I'm still playing it every now and again. I always have a quick speed one, see how quickly I can do it every now and again. And that's go on.
Sorry, I was going to say, am I right in saying that you were lukewarm on this at first, weren't you?
Yep,
was it you and Jay were very like, I might try it, but I'm not overly bothered?
Yep, 100%. That's one thing that took me by surprise. Really thought I wouldn't enjoy it as much, but I'll give it a go. Oh yeah, I got loads of rewards last year. I might see what it's like, and then surprisingly, actually completely loved it.
You saying it gets a lot of rewards last year is not helping your case, man.
I know it doesn't help my case either. No, it doesn't. But it came to Game Pass this year, so I put it in as free.
I almost put it in mine as well, to be fair.
We just won't put it in the quiz.
No, quiz won't be allowed quiz answer from Dan, I'm afraid. But he gave another answer, so it's fine.
He did.
But yeah, for me, absolutely fantastic. Let's say, for one game where I was right, didn't really want to play it, wasn't that fast. I thought, no, I've got to give it a go. And couldn't put it down. It's one of those titles. Yeah. So for me, has to be number 3 for me.
That seems to be the prevailing theme here so far. Just games are like, we'll give it a go. And they're like, holy shit, this is good.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's in Game Pass.
And it's a Game Pass, yeah. I mean, I didn't get into it anywhere near as much as you, Ian, but I really enjoyed what I did play of it. But I haven't finished it yet. I only got to the third world, I think. But not my cup of tea normally. But yeah, I'll have to try and catch up to your speed.
Yeah, there's a few like there's still a few good ones. Like I think Curse of the Dead Gods, another one which is quite similar to Hades, which I really want to try.
Yeah.
But I do want to kind of get into
Also
the
on Game Pass.
because that's also on Game Pass, yes. And also you mentioned the other one which you played earlier. Mine completely blank. What was number 4?
Who's number 4?
Oh, me, Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn. Yeah, that's sort of roguelike, isn't it? So that's going to be another good one. Semi-roguelike, isn't it?
So, yeah, it's more like Metroidvania, where you've got to go back to areas once you've got new powers.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Rather than restarting every time you die. Yeah, no, really nice. Hades, the game of 2020, and also
game of 2020 that came out on Xbox Game Pass in 2021.
So when he put that in his list, and I was like,
"It's going to be remastered games in their top 3." I'm going to go.
I was going to say we'll allow a re-release if we can put remasters in there. And speaking of Daniel, what's your number 3?
Resident Evil Village.
Back again.
Oh,
back again.
Back once again. Yes, I enjoyed this. I played it. I finished it. I hated the last level where you're in the kind of the tombs and
what, in the factory? You mean?
In the factory, yeah. I hated it. Absolutely hated it because I got lost. But anyway,
that was a bit more of a slog than the rest of the game. Yeah, I still enjoyed it, but yeah, it was definitely.
It felt a lot harder. Not hard is the wrong word. A slog is the best describe. Yeah, it was just a lot of effort to get through. However, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the ending, I should say, and how that panned out. And I think it's the second Resident Evil game I finished. Which is a lot better than Resident Evil 5. So yeah, I like it. I want to go back and play 7, and I will do at some point, maybe.
7 is much better in my book. But I thought you'd finish 7 because you were playing it on the cloud, weren't you, for a while?
I played a little bit, yeah, and then just stopped. I don't think I got. What did I do? Did I leave the house? I can't even think how far I got. But yeah, I never finished that. But listening to the story of Ethan Winters and everything, I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to try it now, just to play it.
Is there more killing in like 8 than there is in 7? As in, there's more bullets and stuff.
Shit ton.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
I think you kill more enemies in that opening area in Village than you do throughout the entire of 7.
Fair enough. Yeah, 7 was very much survival horror, wasn't it? Where this 8 one is more. Still killing.
A lot more actiony.
I'd say it was a lot more actiony than 7, but I'd say it was still less actiony than 5 and 6.
Yeah, they're going towards that way again, though. Which is why
they're
I'm
moving that way.
But
as long as they're not rein it, don't want them to rein it all the way back for 9, but maybe find a happy medium between 7 and 8.
Yeah,
so have a bit more horror, a bit less action, but don't make it. I think the horror worked well in 7 because you were in a tight location. It was only in the household type idea. If they're doing it with a big space like this, you need to have a good balance between action and still have the horror factor. So just tone it down a wee bit and bring it up for 7 a wee bit.
As you say, you've said it. Location is the key. The key thing here. I like what they did with the boss battles, and like the variation of each sister that you fought was just ever so slightly different. In terms of using their powers against them and etc. But yeah, that's my number 3. I enjoyed Village.
Nice.
Happy days.
Nice.
And he finished it.
And I finished, and that's another game I finished. Every game in this list I have finished, even my special mention.
Well, I'd hope so. That was the whole point of the list.
Well, exactly.
20 games, Dan.
Kind of defeating the purpose there, Dan. If you've not
no, I finished about 8 games. I was looking back on my list. I had to keep a running chart.
Would it get double digits next year?
You know, the thing is, the thing is with Dan, I've probably completed the same amount of games as you this year. The difference is, I've only started about 8 games this year. So I start a game and finish it. You start a game, play an hour and a half, and go, right, I'm playing something else now.
Yeah, if I'm bored, I think I've got ADD. I swear, I'm just like, yeah, I'm out, done. On to the next one.
Nice,
awesome.
Well, I can definitely see you finishing over Lady Dimitrescu anyway.
Oh!
And on that fucking note, Graham, let's mix it up even more. Graham, what's your number 2?
So number 2 is the one you are expecting, and that's where I've added FIFA 22. into the top 5.
It made the top 5 of the games played this year.
Wow.
Time for me to have a nap. Carry on, lads.
Yeah. It's just
Even though you lost to Dan.
on penalties, yeah. But it just the Ultimate Team has just hooked me straight back in. Then it didn't so much last year, but it feels way more smoother, and just the way it plays this year. I've got much more connected with it, and I feel much more better at it. It's the first time I've sort of qualified for the champions part of the Ultimate Teams bit. So yeah, it's obviously FIFA doesn't change too much over the years, but the look and feel and the way this one plays, it's definitely agreed with me this year.
And after all of that, you still couldn't beat Dan.
He still couldn't beat Dan. Oh,
You saw the game. You saw how ridiculous that was.
I don't want excuses. I want results.
He still lost. Yeah.
So I agree with Graham. Like, this year's game feels completely different to last year's game.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Completely
think
different.
also the way that I didn't play last year's as much, but this year it feels like, you know, if you play for a couple of hours each day, at some point you get a free pack. So like go back 2 or 3 FIFAs ago, you had to spend money to get your packs. Whereas this one, it feels that EA are more forgiving, giving you free packs, giving you the kind of bizarre battle pass-esque type thing that they do.
The objectives bit.
Yeah. So yeah, like for me, the Ultimate Team's got me hooked. This is another one where I'm like, I could squeeze a quick game of FIFA. If I play 2, I get my daily done. And then I'm like, ooh.
I mean, can you squeeze them in like 6 minutes and a half?
Yeah, it does take about 15 minutes to play through a whole game.
Yeah, and if someone's been a right knob end, it can take 20.
Pause. Yeah, that's if you're playing online.
I hate that crap.
Watch every replay.
Yeah.
I guess the weird ones, one of the main championship ones, which is like the highest profile guys, they got 1-0 up against him. He got so annoyed he started kicking the ball into his own net, scored about 5 own goals, and then he quit out. What is the point of this guy?
My first game was obviously memorable, where the whole pitch was just fluorescent green. I couldn't see the ball.
Not that in there. That was the clubs though. That was quite early on.
For the only thing I have fun with it, FIFA wise, is probably not even the way you play, is where you just change all the sliders, like the ball shot power is 100%. Bullets go fly.
That's hilarious doing it that way.
That's
the house rules ones. So the house rules, I mean, they played it ages ago, but they're playing some of the house rules in the friendlies where there's no rules. So there's no offsides, there's no cards or anything. It makes the game go absolutely mental because you're just trying to sort of through ball it and your guy's miles offside, but he's not. And you can kind of get away with it and get a cheese goal. And then we just hack him down. It's fun.
Love it. Through on goal. Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
But that, and I think the way they've improved goalies so much this year as well, means you're not seeing sort of ridiculous scorelines all the time.
Are you really sure that you're happy about the improved goalies, Gray? Really? Really happy about that?
Yeah.
But some of the saves, the animations are awesome now, though, aren't they? Like where they dive and then all of a sudden that hand just goes, and he like flips it over. Just so good, so good.
When we see the rematch,
I need to stop running away.
I'm not running away. We'll stop it now. We'll play now. No,
I feel like whoever wins that match, I need to put in their place anyway. So
mate, I've got my controller here. I'm ready to beat you. I'm taking my title back.
Winner plays me and Jay 2-on-1.
Same. Once you guys decided,
you don't want to pay us.
House rules: no fouls, no cards.
That's no fun for us.
Dan hides behind the excuse, I didn't have my control set up. But the only time Dan's bet me is playing on the PlayStation. You didn't beat me on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Played on the what? Sorry,
exactly.
So play
on that lesser console.
Yeah, that's where I beat you and Gray, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh.
I think on aggregate though, are we not sitting at something like 6-2 to you, 6-2 to me?
Oh, something daft, like ridiculous. You pull my pants down and
oh yes.
Yes.
And that wasn't just in FIFA either.
I was going to say, let's skim straight over that very quickly. Who do we go to? Ian, number 2.
Tyler. Number 2.
Dan's number 2. You know number 2, please.
Who's number 2? What?
What?
Who's number 2?
Me?
You mixed up the order. It doesn't matter.
Ian.
Okay, me. My number 2, surprisingly,
a great
is Hitman 3.
Oh, I had this peg for number 1.
Nope.
Yes, so for me, Hitman 3, fantastic. I got to play it super early. And when I was toying between also my number 1 and number 2, these are also going to be in the top always. And I had to play through this again just to make sure, is it right number 1? I'm playing through it again and then thinking about my number 1. This is rightfully gets number 2. absolutely fantastic end to the series. I'm really looking forward to what they do with the 00 franchise, 007 franchise, because they're going quite similar to
That's going to be
Hitman-esque.
amazing.
Because I think they're managing going similar sandbox style. I think that's going to be quite a lot of fun. But you know what you're getting with Hitman. You know there's going to be the franchise. You know it's good. You know the whole open world aspect of it all, where you can kill your targets however means you want. You can go in stealthily, Graham's favourite, or you can go in and just basically all guns blazing, kill your target and run out. But yeah, for me, I've always enjoyed the franchise. I've loved the first, I've loved the second, and the third one was a brilliant installment. The British level was absolutely brilliant with the house where you can actually have to kill the old lady and you can get the other people to kill the old lady for you. That's always
Didn't
good
they
fun.
have some sort of murder mystery thing or something?
Yeah, it was like a murder. Yeah, similar. Sort of, yeah, they were trying to figure out who's trying to kill the mum. And basically, you can get that person to kill the mum for you. So you don't have to do anything. So yeah, really good fun. Absolutely loved it. I really love watching the speed ones and stuff. Like you think about these guys take like years to build
the
a level.
speed runs are unbelievable.
And they kill the person in like 10 seconds. Like, oh, took a year to make, dead in 10 seconds. Like, oh, it's a shame.
I liked your kill with the briefcase, that boomerang briefcase.
The boomerang. Yeah, follow me. When they jet ski, that was number 2, but yeah, that's brilliant. So, but yeah, absolutely love the franchise. Really good. But quite didn't make number 1.
Now I'm trying to rack my brain to think what the hell would have beat Hitman for you? There's got to be something I'm not thinking of, obviously.
And would you love that this year?
I did. I finished it for like the 5th time this year to get my million game score.
It's kind of spoilerish, but at the same time, not a spoilers. Nobody's got Doku Doku.
No.
Heartbroken.
Yeah. I must admit that is one that sort of slipped past my radar.
Never played it, so I need it. If it's
really good.
It's meant to be good.
It's mental.
Really good. Yeah. I'm not sure I would have put it in my top 5, but it definitely would.
No, it's worth a playthrough. It's not top 5 mentions, but yeah, mental.
Ah, okay.
Really
yeah, don't play it when your missus is watching as well. She thinks it's something else.
Or at least make her watch the whole thing. So you see
so you get the whole context.
Yeah, watch from the beginning. Don't come in and watch what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. And just as happy as it is, don't watch it when your kids are around. That's even worse.
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah. No kids and or wives at all.
Yeah.
And that's enough of the spoilers for that wonderful game. Right, Daniel, number 2, please.
Number 2 was The Medium.
I'm so frustrated.
Didn't that come out last year?
I never. No, it's
came out
January
beginning
26th
of the year.
Oh yeah,
beginning
it was pushed back, wasn't it?
I am so gutted this never made my top 5. It missed out by a fucking ball here.
Yeah. So this was awesome. First game of the year. First game of the year that I completed. I loved the way they did the suspense horror. It reminded me of playing Hellblade, kind of when you had the sounds going on as you were walking. You're like, "Who's that behind me? What's happening?" It was truly a really good game, written game. Okay, you could talk about the game mechanics, not overly great. However, the story for me pushed the game through and sucked me in. And yeah, I truly had so much fun with it, and the way they kind of used the power of the Series X, kind of creating 2 worlds at the same time.
Did they actually make? Because obviously a lot of it pre-release was talking about how they had the dual world system. Did they actually make the most of that, or was that just like a bit of a marketing fluff?
The dual world system was outstanding.
Yeah, whether it was marketing fluff or not, I'm not. Whether they could have done more with it, I don't know. But when you were in there, it didn't feel like it was put in there just because they could do it.
It wasn't a
there
gimmick.
Was meaning. Yeah, there was meaning to it.
Okay.
Could they have utilized it more? Possibly. Yeah, like I said, the story was superb. There was only one jump scare, which was good. Shit my pants.
I know the one it is in everything.
Yeah, as you peer through.
Yeah, see, I haven't played it, and I'm pretty sure I know which one it is because
yeah,
everyone was sharing it. Like,
fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
holy shit.
That's the only jump scare, but the rest of it gave you that uneasy feel when you were playing it. You were always on edge. The second you maybe got comfortable, kind of that eerie, weird feeling kind of just put their hands over you again. It was truly amazing.
Jumping back to what Jay was saying about the 2 world aspect, I don't know how many of you have played it, but Silent Hill 2 did something very same. And when you heard the siren go off, you went to the nightmare world, and then you would go back to the normal world. The thing that what the medium does well is they do it both at the same time. So you're still in your world as your character, but then your mediums type idea is in this alternate world. So they take, obviously, Silent Hill's heavily influenced the medium, and you can see that they've drawn that from it, that you can jump between the two worlds, but instead of doing it like a gameplay shift in Silent Hill 2, they've managed to do it at the same time, which really adds to it.
It was really, wasn't it? Press LT or something, and then you would go into the spirit world and press LT again.
Go through mirrors and things like that. It was really well done.
It was a great game. It's definitely worth a play. I believe it's still in Game Pass.
Yep, still in Game Pass.
Still in Game
And
Pass.
It will stay there for a while, I imagine.
Yeah, and it's also just made its way to PlayStation as well, I believe. But yeah, it's definitely worth a play for my mind, for the aspect of the story. Like I said, the gameplay mechanic wise.
I know, Ian, you don't like horror games as much. Turn down ambient noise, leave voice on, and play it.
Okay.
Just storyline wise, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You'll not get the same on edge feel because you've not got the ambient noise, but you'll still get the actual story dialect and what the story's about and the character and the way that the character develops.
Nice,
And you'll get all the benefits because it's a brilliant game.
Awesome, that's
nice. So who are we going to? Ross, and then there's number 2. Ross, can you number 2 all over us, please?
I can number 2 all over you. You're not maybe going to enjoy my number 2 all over you, but I'll number 2 all over you at the best of time. Bit of a recent release, and no surprise coming from the driving maniac that I am, Horizon 5. Absolutely love this game. Yes, I've cheesed it to level up certain things, but the actual playing of the game modes, the Super 7, the Eliminator, the setting, the sound, the looks, it is an absolutely complete game, and it was a travesty that it wasn't in contender for Game of the Year for the Game Awards. It won the Sports Game of the Year, but the fact that it wasn't in the main award is an absolute robbery.
It was good fun. I mean, how much the crazy maniac was the first scene was
such a good game. I mean, like, I know, Jay, you're not a big fan of racing, but even you said the bit with the plane at the start and drop in a different.
Oh no, it was very visually spectacular. I just as soon as the tires touched the ground, I'm not interested anymore.
But no,
I'm out.
Absolutely love this game. It's like what people say. It's not a massive difference to Forza Horizon 4. But
no, it's just a different setting, but yeah,
different
sort of similar concepts.
Different little bits and pieces that are in the game. It's just it's the best racing game that's ever been made. Gran Turismo, Ridge Racer, Daytona, Sega Rally, whatever it may be. It's not an out and out serious racing game, and it still beats all of them hands down.
No, definitely. I just kind of maybe for me, Mexico is not a great setting for me. I prefer something like Japan. Maybe that might have been a bit more visually battler.
If Horizon 6 is Japan, that'll be my game of the year, regardless of whatever games come out that year.
Yeah, because Japan is. I think for me, I love the game. Don't get me wrong, and I've done a few cheese methods, and I played quite a bit. But the reason why it's haven't hit my top 5, it's just I think it's just a setting. I just don't. Not in Mexico doesn't really. I don't want honeymoon was there. That's probably why, but. I like
the different biomes. That's what I like about it. I like how you can go from the desert to the mountains to the forest. I like how it just there's everything for it. Like in Horizon 4, maybe I liked it a bit more because it touched home. It was sort of Scotland and England.
Scottish power.
Exactly. It was quite cool to take a Koenigsegg, fucking D1 in it round the corner next to Edinburgh Castle. But
buy Edinburgh Castle, couldn't you?
No, you could buy a castle. You couldn't buy Edinburgh Castle. Oh, okay. Sorry, in Scotland there's like a castle every 300 yards. It's fine. But no, I liked how there was all the different biomes in Horizon 5. If I would say it had one weak point, and this is kind of contentious because it plays very much into the Mexican car history, is the barn finds in Horizon 5 weren't as nice as some of the other ones that had been. But
Yeah,
I think
fair enough.
they play. They
I think
do
they find
do
a lot easier to find as well.
Oh yeah, a lot easier. But they do play. I think introducing the drone mode has made barn finds and things like that so much easier because you get close to a barn, you throw up the drone, you scout the area. It takes 2 minutes in a drone, you tag it, and then that's you away you go. So, but no, I like the whole fact that you came across like your Aztec ruins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, definitely a fantastic release for Microsoft as well.
Happy days. Happy days. So, Graham, I know you love a bit of Forza. Is it just me who hasn't done number 2 now? I think, isn't it?
Yeah, just you.
It's just yourself, yes.
Okay. So, ready for another contentious one?
Oh,
Is it contentious?
I don't think it's contentious.
did it come out last year?
No, it didn't come out last year. Came
Is
out,
it remastered?
It's on
came
the
out
Switch.
very
It's called
recently.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. They recently re-released on the Switch. No, for fuck's sake, where's it gone? Where's my list? I know
Can't
what it is.
remember
I
your
don't
own
wanna look it
games.
up. No, I just.
Would you like
making
me
sure I
to
get the right
announce it
round.
for you?
It is the one and only Halo Infinite. Number
That's
two.
your cup, your number 2.
Just misses.
I just wanted to make sure I get the right way around. Just misses the top space.
What
you
a
know?
fanny.
I didn't want to. I thought I'd build a suspense. You know, I mean, we've already talked a lot about Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to play it early,
Bastard.
and I enjoyed every moment of it. The campaign is easily the best one since 3. The multiplayer, as you guys have alluded to already, is just fucking phenomenal.
Would you say the campaign's better than 3, or 3 still top number 1 for you?
It's been a long time since I played the original trilogy, but I would personally say this is better than 3. I would say it would be like 1, 2, then this, and then 3, 4, and then 5 can go in the bin. Yeah, no, I love the
ODST. Don't forget that.
ODST
Well,
doesn't
ODS
need mention.
ODST obviously is god tier. I don't need to mention it. It's just assumed as number 1.
He was right not to mention.
The open world of Zeta Halo is a lot of fun to explore. As Graham was saying, like the grapple hook and that, and getting the warhogs and stuff and driving around. It's not too big so that it's not going to take you fucking hours to get from one side to the other.
Yeah.
But it's just filled with sort of just the right amount of things to do. So there's like FOBs to capture and banish outposts to destroy and stuff like that. But it's not like something like Far Cry where every time you turn around there's about another 20 icons on the map going, collect this, do this, find this, do this. There's things here, there's things there everywhere.
One thing I do really like, just when you're saying about things that you can do, is I like how they've put in that you can get your little drops that then affect the multiplayer side of things.
Yes, which I didn't bother because I lost all my progress pre-release. So I found one, I was like, that's enough, I'm not doing any more.
So you get like skins, you get armor, you get like
cool.
armor pieces, you get emblems, you get gun charms and shit like that. So it's really
As long as
quite...
we all play different colours, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, this will give you the option to, because maybe you'll not collect all the stuff that I'll collect, and Dan won't collect anything because he won't complete it. But
I'll have to find a guide.
As long as it got a different colour, I'm happy.
So no, I like the fact that there was little things that you could do for the multiplayer aspect in the main game. So that was quite a cool wee touch.
Yeah, and I like the inclusion this time of upgrades for the chief. I wasn't initially sold on that idea, but in practice, there's only there's 5 tiers. And then each one has got five levels, and they just improve it in just the right way. It's not like if you don't upgrade it, you're going to be way underpowered. They just add to your abilities basically. And yeah, the missions are great. The boss battles are mostly good. There was 1 or 2 I was like, this is fucking pissing me off now. Just get on with it.
I bet you I can tell you which 2 they are.
Yeah. And they like I said, just exploring the world is good because it's segmented up as well. So you've not only got the whole world to explore. You start off with a little chunk, and then as you do a couple of missions, it opens up the next bit, the next bit. Probably the only downfall I would say, which is why I didn't quite make number 1, is you can't replay missions. So once you finish the game, if you want to play a mission again, you've got to start the game again. At the moment,
that's coming though. From what I've seen, 343 has said that it's coming.
Also coming is co-op, because it would have been awesome to explore Zeta Halo with like 4
That's
players.
what I'm trying. Maybe can I hold out and just wait for co-op?
It's almost like it was designed for that because it's such a big expanse, and if you attack, I forget what they call it, the banished silos things. We got destroyed the canisters. Having 4 players go into one of them because there's quite a lot of enemies and quite a lot to do. Having 4 players charge that rather than relying on the crappy AI Marines who just run in the way and get my sticky grenades.
Oh yeah, they got done, didn't they? I've only got 1 left.
What?
Yeah, they die all the time. So that's why you have to upgrade your bases and stuff to try and get more of them. And then again, there were some points in the missions where it was just like, yeah, let's just pick up the pace a bit now. I want to get through to the next sort of big set piece. But yeah, overall, excellent. Vastly better than 4. And obviously 5 was fucking dreadful. Yeah,
awesome.
The best Halo campaign in many, many years. And obviously the best multiplayer in many, many years as well. So yeah, so numero 2 for me.
So we're going to go in with Jay's number 1?
We do honorable mentions or?
Let's do honorable mentions.
Let's do a bit of honorable mentions, and then we'll just have a quick recap of everybody's because my memory is terrible, and then we'll go for number 1. So, Graham, honorable mention number 1, or honorable mention, I should say.
Well, Hades was one of mine, but the others was just an anniversary editions, like the Skyrim anniversary edition was one of them. And
you have to pick one of them. You have to pick that one or the other one you text me.
No, that one. The Skyrim Anniversary Edition, just because, I've just spent so much time on it recently, and it's just amazing all over again.
So, Gray,
longest Hades counts, I can't allow this
without spending too much time on honorable mentions, Gray, you were off last week when I went into a deep dive with Skyrim because I've been playing an absolute ridiculous amount. I don't know if you heard last week's episode that I'm up to 120 hours, I'd say, on the show for this save.
Something like that, yeah.
How are you finding all the new stuff that they've brought in?
It's good. There's so much stuff. I keep going back to Solstheim again.
I've not even went there yet.
Oh, you'll love it.
That's what I'm saying. I have not left Skyrim, and I looked at my time saving, and it was like, how the fuck have I managed this?
Yeah, it's just so much to keep bouncing battles all over the place. The quests, I just turned them all on, turned all the quests on, and then just covering an area as I go past. Just doing all the minor shop and this necklace and this one. It's like I'm going to check them all off.
So to keep things easier, my honourable mention was also Skyrim Anniversary Edition as well. It was going to be, it would have probably been Mass Effect had I not picked up the Anniversary Edition, but it's a whole new game. That this one's introduced, which is just unbelievable that they've taken the stuff from the Creation Club and made it in a main story type game. It's just amazing.
I'm telling you, Ross, you got to stop playing a trailer when we're talking about it because the more I look at it, the more
Do
I'm
it.
like,
hey, it's a trailer. I know. Give a different trailer.
No,
I've got time.
This is what I need to drag G in. Look, we are finishing up.
It's like, we're
finishing up after episode 60, and we are not back until the 9th of January. Get it done. You've got all that time to play it.
You can see him looking at it going,
It is installed. I just haven't even attempted to start it yet.
Maybe you have to get the anniversary.
Yeah, you have to. As soon as you play a few hours, you see how quickly it loads and you get into different areas.
Oh, the loading is ridiculous.
The one thing I will say I hate is the fucking horses are shit.
The horses are
fucking shit.
They've always been pretty shocking.
The fucking wobbly movement, it drives me nuts. Like, what is the point of this fucking wobbly? It's like it's commanded by strings. Someone's moving it like this.
Obviously, because it's a new thing to introduce. So I was like, I got the quest where it's like you got all these different horses you could get. I was like, oh, this is going to be quite cool. Let's go and find myself a horse. Fuck me, that was a mistake.
Oh, geez, the only thing shitter than the horse is riding a dragon. You can actually ride a dragon now.
You can ride a dragon.
What's the point? Because you can't go anywhere. You don't control where it goes.
I haven't done it yet.
That's annoying.
I haven't done the dragon yet, but I've heard that you can do it. And as cool as it is,
you can't go anywhere. It's like you can use a shout to you tame it, you ride it, and it's like, okay, I'm just flying around like a figure of 8 around this fucking. What is the point? I was like, right, land now. And then it goes looking for a place to land. Good, get off. That's it. That's me done. That was fun. But I was like, maybe I could fly around Skyrim on a dragon, like go to the different. No, you just fly around in a fucking figure of 8.
All right, stop it. No more Skyrim because I'm going to have to play it now. Right, Daniel, what's your honourable mention, please?
Last Stop.
Oh,
that was in contention for one of my honourable mentions as well.
Yeah. So so I don't know how I fell on this and played. I think we were talking about it, weren't we? And then I think you played it actually, Jay. And then I
reviewed it. Yeah, another Game Pass random. I'll have a quick go, and then a weekend disappeared to it. Yeah,
so it's great. You play as 3 different characters, or have 3 different stories that intertwine in each other. Just the writing was good. I played this on cloud gaming, so there wasn't much to kind of labor intensive controls. It was walking simulator at best, and then picking your dialogue options. But yeah,
like the old Telltale games.
Yeah, it's really similar to Telltale games. But yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the story. You definitely feel more kind of attached to, I think, one character than the other. So I quite enjoyed the deadbeat dad who turns into a kind of yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Deadbeat dad. I'll stay with deadbeat dad. Yeah. So I enjoyed that story path. Yeah, it's really good. It's fun. It's a cool game with a cool story.
Yeah, really, really interesting, really entertaining. The only bit that I didn't like, as I said in my review, I think was the bit where you're playing as Mina and you're searching an apartment in first person, and it was a real pain in the ass. Bit. The rest of it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact, this was actually number 5 on my list until earlier today when I sort of rejigged it a little bit because I fucking love that game.
This game
such a great game.
Is one that, because of Dan's glowing praise for it, and especially at this time of year where sitting down in front of a console gets a wee bit trickier, this could be a cloud game for me, definitely, because I've started playing it a couple of times on cloud. And as you say, because it's not too demanding in controls and things like that, this is one
it's only story driven, isn't it?
Yeah. This one I will probably sit down, whether it be at work or just in the living room at night, and just pull it up on either the iPad with the controller or on the phone. Yeah, definitely can see myself getting this completed before the tail end of the year.
Is it choose your own adventure style or not? No.
Effectively, basically, like Walking Dead or Tales from the Borderlands. So there's a little bit of movement around an area, but most of it is dialogue choices.
Yeah, okay, I think Mina's is the only one where you've got certain bits that,
impact,
like you said, scanning the room, or you had to scan characters. Yeah. But other than that,
there's very few quick time events.
Yeah, it's very not labor intensive. Is best way. Definitely sit down for an hour, and you can. I think some of the stories are kind of 20 minutes, but predominantly they're short, sharp. You can get the chapter done like in a quick sit. Like you sit on the toilet and do one chapter.
Yeah, each of the chapters, you've got one sort of section for each 3 characters per chapter, and each one is like you said, between 5 and 20 minutes. And yeah, they're just. But the problem is they go by so fast. I'm like, oh shit, I've done 3 chapters because it's just I couldn't stop playing. Really, really, really good game. Like I said, very nearly made the top 5, but I had to push it out for the next pick. Ian, what's your honourable mention, please?
So, if my honourable mention's allowed,
it is allowed for this. No, it's allowed because it's an honourable mention. That's all.
So, if it's allowed, it'll be Watch Dogs Legion Bloodline DLC.
Okay, yeah.
If it's not allowed, it'll be Killer Queen Black. But I'll talk about Watch Dogs more because I prefer Watch Dogs.
Killer Queen Black wasn't this year.
Yeah, it was. February.
Because that was in my list, and I was like, shit, it's not this year.
That was one of my many honourable mentions.
See, that was actually in my top 5, and then I googled it. It's like, did it come out this year? And then it came out 2019 originally, but I've obviously not seen that it comes out.
That was on the Switch, yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But the Xbox one came. But for me, it has to be Watch Dogs regardless. I'm picking Watch Dogs Bloodline. Absolutely fantastic DLC. They went back to their roots of the first deal or the first Watch Dogs. They've kind of spaffed off the stupid play any character you want. They've gone with old school Aiden and Wretch, and it's absolutely brilliant. Fantastic storyline, fast paced, keeps flowing. The story keeps moving. It's always one of those ones where just one more mission. I couldn't put it down. I remember like playing once like 4 a.m. What the fuck? Go to bed. So it's like shit. So that's kind of that for me. It has to be an honorable mention because it's DLC. It probably doesn't count as Game of the Year, but I want to mention it because it's a great DLC. And if you did enjoy Legion, or even if you didn't enjoy Legion, I'll say play Bloodline because you would absolutely love it.
How long did Bloodline take you? Just out of interest?
Probably about 8 hours. It's quite a long DLC, to be fair. Yeah,
nice.
8 hours game. That's obviously in all the side missions and everything. Yeah, 8 hours ish. And
cool.
So yeah, really good fun. Good. Obviously, Wretch is quite fun. His whole atmosphere and his character is always winding him up, Aiden up, and Aiden's always the badass. But yeah, really good fun. Absolutely enjoyed it. For me, honorable mention.
Top honorable mentions, everybody. I think I've just got to do mine now, haven't I? You've already mentioned Dark Pictures, Ian, as one of your top 5. That was going to be one of them. Fucking brilliant. There's been other games people are mentioning that, but the one I want to shout out really is Little Nightmares 2.
Oh,
really enjoyed that game. And again, another one that very nearly made the top 5, but I just had to knock it out. I didn't play the first one.
I played the first one. I played the second one. Yeah.
And I just love the atmosphere. I love the sort of physics-based puzzling. I love the way that you're playing such a tiny child in this fucking huge world, and everything's so creepy and fucked up. And you got, like, again, no spoilers if you're going to get around to playing it, but like the imagery they use and some of the characters and stuff you have to go up against were just honestly, like, even though it's not like an outward, I suppose it's not a horror game, but it's not like a proper like in your face scary thing. It's just really creepy, like giving like the goosebumps when you hear the noise from off screen.
You used the perfect phrase for this game. Fucked up.
Yeah, well and truly.
Man, these games are just like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like shivers down your spine kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it was the third level. Again, I won't spoil it if you're going to play it, but the character that sort of follows you throughout the whole level. Oh my god! Even now thinking about her, I'm getting like, oh Jesus. It's just like proper messed up.
See, I've not played.
Really
Can you play as the character, or is it just solo play? It's not co-op.
No co-op. You play as I think his name's Mono. And obviously 6 was in the first game, wasn't she? The little girl with the yellow trench coat.
I've only ever played the first one, and I can't remember. It's one of the earliest bosses type ideas. The one where it's got no legs and he drags himself about with his hands.
Yeah.
What the like that's it's a
that's pretty creepy. Like. But then, like I said, that boss I'm talking about is especially the third level. I think she's a librarian. Excuse me, a librarian. That's all I'll say. But fuck me, her levels were like, please let me out of this. Please let me go.
Had enough now.
This is the gameplay was awesome still, but it's just so creepy. But yeah, really good, really good. I think it was in February. I think wasn't it earlier this year?
Yeah, you beat me to it because I was going to try and review it, and you reviewed it.
I just it was one of those ones. I thought I didn't play the first. I'll give it a go, and yeah, fucking loved it. Brilliant. Right, I think that's everybody's honourable mentions.
It is.
So let's go with Ian. Can you give us a quick rundown because I've forgotten all your picks, and give us your number 1?
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 5 is Retromania. Number 4 is House of Ashes, Dark Pictures. Number 3 is Hades. Number 2 is Hitman 3. And my number one.
Have we got any guesses actually before you go?
Well, let's go on.
Well, I know, Ross so knows. I won't say anything.
Well, yeah, not Ross. Yeah, Graham, Dan, any guesses on Ian's?
I can 100% say it's not Forza after he said about Mexico.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say Forza until he said that as well.
Yeah, I can't think what he's played.
Take a guess.
Yeah, I know. I'm struggling.
It came to Game Pass.
It's a thingy bob game. I can't think of the name. Oh god!
Well, there's not much to choose from there, is there?
There we go.
It's going to be the Escapist DLC. No, it's got to be a what's it called game. It's going to be a stealth game, but I can't. I'm out. I don't know the name. So
anybody actually want to throw out the name of a game instead of just saying genres?
The Survivalists.
Survivalists. Gray.
No idea. No. Forza.
Dan.
I can't think of a survival game, but go whatever.
My game of the year 2021 is 12 Minutes.
Oh, of course it is.
Son of a bitch.
Of course it is. I reviewed it off my own back. That's how good it was. Absolutely brilliant. Could not stop playing. To the point where I was having fucking dreams about this game. That's how good it was. Because I was thinking about it, thinking, what do I need to do next? Okay, don't want to look up guys. I refuse to look up guys. We'll get through this. And yeah, for me, absolutely fantastic game. Brilliant voice acting from like Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy, and
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah. Thank you. Absolutely brilliant. Couldn't stop playing it. I was playing it for hours. My missus was playing it with me as well. We're trying to work it out together. I know, again, maybe that's probably why I liked Hades again, because it was a whole repeat. You keep doing repeat actions, maybe trying something a little bit different, see if it works. Oh, that does work. Then you got to do it again and try and get more information out. Absolutely brilliant. Just thought the concept was clever. The whole, you can do what you want. You can like stab your missus. Get them excited.
Easy. You get well excited about stabbing.
Someone got the knife on the side ready.
And then also, like you say, but obviously you will get back to the beginning, so there's no consequences. And I never forget my first playthrough where I got 2 cakes out on the table and ate both cakes. And the missus got really pissed off at me. It's like, and the missus in the game, not in real life. got really annoyed at me.
Needed stating.
Just in case.
Such a dick.
Like, why are you both cakes for? Oh, don't you care about that? It's like such little nuggets there. I was like, brilliant. Because like you're just eating 2 cakes. Of course you could get pissed off. You sat there and put 2 cakes out and ate both of them. So it's just little nuggets like that made me think, oh, this is a brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant concept. Absolutely thoroughly loved it from start to finish. I was torn between that and Hitman, but I think for me, even Hitman was such a fantastic game. You knew what you're going to get. And with 12 minutes, I kind of went off it like, oh, it's a good concept. I saw it in E3, thought, oh, this is quite clever, it'd be good fun. But as soon as I start playing it, absolutely fantastic. I loved everything about it. I could talk about it for ages if I wanted to, but I won't waffle on for.
I don't know if the rest of these guys played it. I played it. I did beat it. I did have to use a little bit of a guide towards the end because there was one bit I got really stuck on it, and no matter how many times I did it, I could not fucking do it. And I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't have even considered it for the top 5, let alone number 1. So that's good to see, Ian. It's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Very confusing ending, but yeah.
Oh yeah, very confusing and fucked up ending, but still, absolutely fantastic game and great concept, clever concept, clever kind of repeat, but doing actions differently and having fun with it and working things out. That's the main thing. I enjoyed working it all out, and for me, yeah, absolutely perfect.
Number 1, nice.
Number 1,
nice. Happy days. Happy days. Okay, so let's go to Daniel next, shall we? Daniel, quick rundown, and then it gives you number 1.
Right. So number 5, Song of Iron. Halo multiplayer at number 4. In this week at number 3.
It sounds like he's reading the fucking Top of the Pops.
Yeah, he's old enough for Top of the Pops as well.
Hey, nothing wrong with Top of the Pops. Resident Evil Village. Number 2, The Medium. And my game of the year. Oh, do you guys want to?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know.
We've got to have a guess here, haven't we? Graham? I know Ian knows what it is. Graham, what do you reckon his number 1 is?
I don't know. I'm guessing, by the way, but I'm pretty sure I know.
No. Go on then. What do you think it is?
Jamie, do you have an idea or not?
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay. My guess, I'll probably put a good money bet on it. Is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
So my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Yes, you are correct.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I had so much fun with this. After the dodgy Marvel game that shall not be named. Yeah, this was brilliant. Playing as the Guardians, playing as Star-Lord, but having the Guardians as your backup cast of characters was really good. The writing and the story is just unbelievable. The little quips that you would get if you go the wrong way, you'd have Rocket like, not that way, fool. Or as you're going through another level, they're like, hey, Quill, let's have a shooting match. Whoever wins gets whatever it was. I can't even remember. So you have like mini games inside the full game as you're going through the story. Just game was awesome. Truly, truly amazing. And if you're a fan of Marvel, this is definitely a game to play. This is how they should do Marvel games. Superb.
No, it's one I'm definitely looking forward to jumping in.
Yeah, I really want to play it.
I can't believe I've not started it yet. I've just been so caught up with sort of like Skyrim, Forza, Halo. I just need to set a bit of time down and jump into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not overly long. It took me flipping ages, but yeah, it's not overly long. I think 25 hours might be the thing, but you've got like collectibles, you've got like data pads to kind of give you some extra lore, to give you like fill in the blanks of the story, like also suits to collect.
I've
and
noticed
also
that there's
upgrades.
A lot of different costumes and things like that as well.
Yeah. It's the game is so cool. It really is pure cheese. And as I said a couple of weeks ago, it's the music from the game, from the film. It's top class, absolutely brilliant. So definitely worth picking up if you haven't bought it already.
So Gray, you picked up, didn't you, recently?
I have. I haven't touched it yet, so I want to sort of play it when I've got a stretch to sort of really get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't care about Marvel at all, but it does look pretty interesting.
It's cool. I mean, like I said, the story's good, the music's good that accompanies it. And then also the chapters that, you know, sometimes games have like chapters at a set amount of time, like they're all 15 minutes or they're all 20 minutes, etc.
Yeah.
Like this, some chapters literally are done within 5 minutes. And then you've got another chapter that precedes it that is frigging, feels like 45 minutes. Yeah, it's cool. Cool game. I loved it. True joy to play.
Nice. Happy days. Good. It sounds good. I mean, that's been getting a lot of love, I think, lately, isn't it? So
yeah, but it's something that I don't think anyone was expecting it. I think it got the kind of announcement 3 months before it came out. Yeah. And then I think everyone was like, this is going to be shat, because the trailers were just cheese. And no, it was awesome.
That is Guardians of the Galaxy, though. It is cheese.
So, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not over the top, but like, you know, quirky
80s humor, or 80s music with 90s humor, however you want to put it. You know, it's
God damn it, I'm in.
Yeah, Hot Shots Part 2 is probably the best way of describing this kind of like humor.
Oh yeah, it's classic.
You sing to my heart. You sing to my heart. Right. Cool. Graham, run down a number 1, please.
So I have at number 5, Halo Infinite. At number 4, Biomutant. Number 3, Tales of Arise. Number 2 was FIFA 22. And number 1.
Let's see.
Did you play Lost Judgment? Was that this year?
Oh, so
that was this year. That's a good shout, actually.
It's either
any Yakuza, but then none of the Yakuza came out this year. Only
Lost Judgment.
One of them did the song of whatever it was.
That was a launch title, I think, for the Series X. That was last year.
It's not. It's that game that Chronicles of whatever with those 8 characters that came into Game Pass that was on the Switch. Octopath Traveler. That's my
I'm thinking it's got to be like you said, Ian. The whatever you said.
Lost Judgment.
Lost Judgment. That's it. And he was right. Lost Judgment.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those ones where I thought that's definitely right up your street. And
and
it's no Shenmue, but carry on, Gray. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's taken all the sort of the main ingredients of what made the OG Yakuza's amazing, and it's just blasted them on drugs. It's just insane. The story's just engrossing. It's got just the right amount of twists and turns like the Yakuza stories do. You think you've got the thread going and then just completely derails you constantly. And then that's just the main game, which seems like it's only like half the game. There's so many different mini games within that, and it's included so many Sega classics inside it. Like I showed telling Joe about Virtua Fighter 5 that's inside the game, and Fighting Vipers and the Sonic fighting game, and that's just games you can play within an arcade within the game. And the fact you have a Master System at home which you can play like 20 or different Master System tiles. It's just that, and the mini games in there. You play darts, baseball, and there's drone racing. There's so many different kind of things, are collectibles and bits to pick up and stuff. There's side quests. There's a whole school quest scenario where you got to infiltrate different clubs at the school. Whereas like a mystery club, a robotics club, you get to play like equivalent of Robot Wars. You're just controlling, you're controlling a robot, and then you got to be like first to get a block that's like Tetris shaped blocks. You got to max out the grid quicker than the others, and you can destroy their robots to sort of set them back. And it's just, there's so many different fun side games in there that derails you from the main story. It's just so much to do, so much content, and just the game graphically just looks absolutely stunning. And the cutscenes in it, the whole voice acting is just immense.
So there's only one other thing I want to say about your list, Gray, and I forgot the name of it completely. What was the game that you played where you had current game, could travel to the past, go to the future?
That was Christ Tales.
I was shocked that that never came up on any part of your list.
It was one of those honorable mentions, but it's because the game is quite slow. The movement for it is just quite slow paced. You really need to sort of commit time into it. And although I do like a sort of a good RPG, which it is, it's just sometimes you just need a bit of pace to move the story along where you need to. And when it has random encounters and you move slowly, it gets a bit grinding after a while.
And sometimes you just want to play fucking Sonic the Fighters.
There we go.
But don't detract away. Crossdale's is the mechanic on that is amazing. But yeah, it didn't quite make the top 5.
Again, another one of the many games we've spoken about so far this evening that I want to play at some point. Will ever get it? Probably not, but it does look fucking awesome.
It's amazing.
So we've got some decent top ones so far. Ross.
So,
Football Manager.
Oh my god.
Owen, I've got
not-
a horrible feeling.
it's not.
It's
It's not. I promise, it's not Football
Is
Manager.
Is it? I know. Is it the other one?
It's the other one.
We'll do your top 5 first, and then top
It's
4.
not Age of Empires either. No.
No, I know. I
Um,
might.
So number 5, Resident Evil Village. Number 4, Chernobylite. Number 3, It Takes Two. It Takes Two. Number 2, Forza Horizon 5, and number 1.
Is it not? Don't tell me it's Mass Effect remastered.
It's not Mass Effect Remastered.
Okay.
Oh, that was going to be my guess. Oh,
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
know.
say,
he
it's that.
said I wasn't allowed the Skyrim anniversary thing, so I know you didn't pick that.
Okay.
trying to think
It's
what
definitely
he
not
said
Tour
he
de
talked about.
France. 'Cause that took him far too long to. That took him 8 months.
Maybe he
to,
enjoyed it so much.
Oh
Um,
man, that was brutal. That one.
I'm
I
trying to
can't
think,
think
the
of
other
what games he's played.
I'm trying to think of all the times. All I can think of is Football Manager.
It's
and
really bad that
bored.
you can't work out what it is.
It's Halo. You didn't name Halo.
Of course, it's Halo.
He didn't name Halo, did he?
He didn't
I
name
think that had
Halo.
come
Of
in
course,
earlier
it's
on.
Halo.
I haven't named Halo on my list yet because I crammed it to get it finished so that it could be number 1 in my
Yeah, of
Game of
course
the
it
Year
is.
list. This
There it
game
is.
is fucking outstanding, and that's not even factoring in the multiplayer side of it. I loved every single bit of this game, whether it be capturing the forward operating bases, whether it be going into like the enemy strongholds. The bosses were fantastic. There's one boss in particular that I absolutely loved the mechanics of.
Have you got the wrong trailer up?
No, I've just got a different trailer for Forza, for Halo coming up.
He's got the
so
live action
I've
part.
got a
of
live
it.
action one. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
So I thought I would put something a bit different because Halo's been featured quite predominantly tonight. Jumping in, I kind of wanted Jay to not say too much because I knew this was my number 1. The RPG aspect with your 5 different layers for your different things that you can do with the different special abilities. The gun selection. I've always been very much of a battle rifle or I always forget the other one. There's battle rifle.
Pistol.
No, the battle rifle is the one that you always have, and then there's the one that's the burst action with the bolt, with the scope.
Oh, that
That's
one,
a
yeah.
battle rifle.
That's the
That's
battle
the
rifle.
battle
Sorry, the
rifle.
assault rifle is the other one.
That's all right for you.
That's where I usually stick. Some of the guns in this game are fantastic. The launchers are amazing. The
So what about Needler? What are you on about?
the,
I was going to say the Needler all the
the
way.
Needler's
Yeah,
awesome.
Jamie, no.
The just everything about it is so cool. The storyline's amazing. Like I say, not finishing 5 has probably had a little bit of an issue on my one, as in I struggle to bridge the gap on some of the parts, but like I say, it jumps back near the end to give you an idea of what happened in the tail end of 5 and then what happened between the end of 5 and Infinite. The enemies, the Banished, are cool as fuck. Just they're like the Covenant on steroids. So
Or the Escherim is the main guy. Is like his delivery is just like
he's
I'm
just
going to fucking
I
kill
am
you.
going, like you've proven yourself not to be a fucking coward. Thank you for facing me man to man. I am gonna kill you now. Have fun. Just amazing. The pilot is funny as fuck. Echo 216. He's hilarious in what he has to say about shit.
He just fucking let's get out of here.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Chief
My beer.
Chief just being as awesome as he can. The open world aspect with the grapple hook is or the grapple shot is awesome. Just traversing the full level. There's like it's the bit on the I forgot what they're called. The ghosts, the ground enemy ship. I can't remember what the flying one's called.
Banshee is the
Banshee's
one.
the smaller one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Banshee coming in to attack you, grapple shot up to it, grab the fucking elite out of it, chuck him onto the ground. You've then got it's just no better feeling than just hitting that shot, jumping into a banshee and just raining down hellfire upon the banished.
The Halo sandbox of guns, melee, and grenades is just fucking perfect. And then adding in the equipment
it's so good. Like grapple shot at an enemy flying in and then rifle butt to the face. It's just it's one of the. It probably sneaks into my top 5 games all times. Honestly, I've crammed this. This game launched Wednesday night,
yeah.
And I've crammed it between then and last night. I've just fucking hit it hard. That's between like work and then coming in at like 6 till 10 every night, just blitzing this game. I think when I completed it, I've done 60% of the operating bases, not done all the Spartan cores and shit like that, and I think I've sitting about 11.5 hours for completion, and that's on normal.
Nice.
So,
and do you like the multiplayer as well?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I've based this on solely just on the single player. Factor in the multiplayer side of it, which is, again, I'm not a big sort of first-person shooter player. Oh, the night we played Halo was absolutely hysterics. It was unbelievable. And that's
awesome.
That just sort of reinforces that this is, for a game that launched in middle of December, game of the year by a
nice. I'm glad you got to cram it in. And you
country mile. Awesome. I desperately wanted it finished before tonight because having played it that Wednesday night, I knew I was going to love it, and I was just praying that I had completed it so I could get it into my list for tonight. And once I'd finished it, I knew it was going to be number 1, regardless of any other games that I'd played this year.
Awesome.
It's very, very, very good. I started it again, I think last night, because as I said, all my progress that I got pre-release was wiped. So I didn't go too hard into collecting stuff or doing like looking for the skulls or the extra cores and stuff. But I've started again, and I've done the first 2 missions, and I've been like hunting everywhere, trying to find everything I possibly could this time, because I'm just, as you said, it's just so much fun to play. And I haven't quite reached the open world yet. I'm ready to get back into it. I'm nearly caught up with Dan on my second playthrough.
Jesus. Could you imagine if I reviewed it? I wouldn't have been able to get through it at all. I'd have been like,
the first level is really good.
Yeah. The opening okay, without joking, that first opening cinematic though is amazing as he jumps into the the ship.
Second best opening cinematic I've ever seen. It was
so
outstanding.
Good.
The bit where you're firing through, you're going left, right, and centre, and then fucking Atriox just grabs you.
Atriox is like, no, bitch.
Nope.
My name is Atriox. It's the last face you'll ever see.
Behind Mass Effect 2.
Oh, so good.
That's like the best one behind that one. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, I recorded the first mission and chucked it up on our YouTube channel. So if anyone wants to have a look at it,
it's
worth that. It's worth having a look. That, like I said, the opening scene. Well, mind you, if you're going to play it, Ian, don't watch it. Like the opening scene's just like,
really, really good.
It
just gets better and better.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to play it soon.
As you was, I think
over Christmas as well.
Was it Ian or Jay that was saying it? I can't remember. I think it must have been Jay because Ian hasn't got it on his list. Replayability of the missions would have been just for, as I think you had said to me, Jay, about playing through at a higher difficulty. Getting the skulls and things like that. I think that once that comes in, I'll do it all again. And then the multiplayer aspect, I think doing that co-op thing is doing the story the first time, just doing it as a single player was probably good because I got the backstory of what had happened in 5 and in between, and who Atriox was, who Esrom was, everything about Cortana and stuff like that. So I don't think I'd have picked up as much of that as I had played it as co-op. But now that I've completed the main storyline once, co-op would be fantastic playing this game, definitely.
Yeah. Just exploring that massive world again, not overly big world, but big enough.
And that's what I liked about it. The map from it's more vertical that way. It doesn't go that way. So going from sort of the south part of the map to the north part of the map, you don't need a vehicle. You can just use running in the grapple shot and get top to bottom fairly quickly.
especially once you upgrade the grapple shot.
Exactly.
So,
the cooldown
pretty
quicks
quickly.
So it's a big enough map to make it really awesome to explore it, but not too big that you feel like, oh, it's not Witcher 3, for example, where you're like, fuck, I need to go from one side of the map to the other. That's an hour in my progress, or Red Dead Redemption. So no, I think jumping in co-op with the forward operating bases, the strongholds, just using the vehicles like the Scorpion tank, the Razorback, I can't remember
Warthog.
There's another Warthog that has the gun, the rocket ship on the back of the rocket.
Yeah, it's a rocket hog. Yeah.
Yeah. So like just jumping in that with like somebody else would just carnage, just awesome.
Yeah. There was one I want to avoid spoilers because obviously it's pretty new, but there was one mission later on which I think would have been awesome with 4 players. It did a lot of throwback to original Halo with music and like the layout of it, and we can talk about it later on. But I was playing, I was getting goosebumps, like this is fucking awesome, and it'd be so much better if I just had 3 other players with me, like charging down this area. Yeah, really, really.
Is
good.
that? Oh no, I'll
we'll get into it. We'll get into it later on. Yeah. But yeah, I was literally like, when you get something excited, I was like,
I know the exact point you're talking about. I can guarantee I know the one that you're talking about.
Such a good mission. Anyway, but yeah, so Halo Infinite is Ross's game of the year, which is amazing for a game that came out 4 days ago.
5 or 6 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, no, very good game. Cool. I suppose
Your turn then, right, Jamie.
Okay,
so I think we can...
Let me whip out my list. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to guess what my number 1 is. But so number 5,
I think, yeah, go on.
Resident Evil Village, and then Flynn, Son of Crimson, Backbone, Halo Infinite, campaign and multiplayer, and then my number 1. Any decisions? Any guesses?
I want to guess. I think. Well, I'm surprised this game hasn't made your top 5, so I'm shocked that it's number 1. If it's what I'm thinking. If Graham and Dan have an idea, if not, I'll say it.
Graham's already put his idea out there.
Yeah, Lake.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Lake. Yeah, I was trying to look at what he's reviewed in the last couple of months, but yeah, Lake sounds...
See, for me, it's between 2 titles.
Oh, go on.
One is Drizzlepuff. But the one I'm torn because when Dan mentioned Last Stop, Jay's eyes lit up. But the game that he hasn't mentioned, which I'm surprised he hasn't, is Splitgate. So if Splitgate's number 1, fucking hell, made number 1. That's my guess, Splitgate. But I would say maybe Last Stop because his eyes lit up when you spoke about it.
Last Stop
the
again.
House of Ashes thing either.
Yeah, well, again, the House of Ashes was one of my honourable mentions. And Last Stop was number 5 until earlier on today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that because you dropped it out, didn't you?
When
so then I'm going Splitgate then.
When Jay sent me his list through, it actually has honourable mention, Last Stop, Little Nightmares 2. So when Dan said Last Stop, he jumped to Little Nightmares 2. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, Last Stop, I thought would have been in there, but so
I'm going Splitgate then.
Splitgate's a good shout. Again, another one I did have on my list of about fucking 500 games.
But Lemnis.
I didn't actually play Lemnis Gate. I think I did one match and I never got back to it.
Be like that.
Yeah, no, Graham was right. It was Lake.
Oh,
I love Lake. Such a great game. I mean, I've written up a bit to go on the site. Everybody's going to contribute with their game of the year with a bit of text.
Yeah, I do mine.
But it's not the most technically impressive. It's not the biggest budget or the most explosive action or anything like that. But I just had a wonderful time playing it. I really, really enjoyed. And even now, like 3 or 4 months after playing it, I sort of think back and I think about driving along the roads, listening to the radio, delivering parcels.
Didn't you play the played demo, didn't you, as well? And then you
played the demo as part of the ID Summer Fest or whatever it's called. And it was just lovely, just so chill and calm and wonderful to play. And I can't. Again, it's not the most. Oh my god, this is the game of the year, like 100% million. It's going to get 1 billion sales, but it's the only game when I was writing this top 5 list, it's the only game that didn't move around at all. It was the one that was like, right, this has to be on the list somewhere. And personally, well, again, my list, my choice, but it has to be number one. It's such a.
It's similar to me in 12 minutes. I knew that's going to be that's got to be near the top, no matter what. And then when you're going through it, you think, no.
Again, it had some technical issues. I had, bits and pieces here and there, but just the act of playing it and the experience of it, like the atmosphere and the characters you met, and the even just driving around, just delivering parcels. It sounds boring as fuck, but it was just so lovely to do. It was almost like going on a holiday type thing, like just 2 weeks, just spend my time doing this and then come back to the real world. I'm like, oh, I wish I was back there now.
It sounds like you just missed your calling as a postman, Joe.
I was going to say that was.
Yeah, you should have been a postman.
But specifically a postman in like a sleepy lakeside town in the 1980s. I really enjoyed it. It was such a lovely game, and I highly recommend everybody check it out. Because
is it one of those choose your own adventure style where you can choose what you say to them? Or
there is an element of that. So there's a lot of dialogue where you're talking to the characters and stuff, and there's points where you can choose what to say or what to do and stuff. And then by the time you get to the end, there's quite a few different choices you can pick to go one way or another. But yeah, it's lovely.
Do you get more points for actually handing them the delivery, or do you just leave it on the doorstep and take a picture?
Throw it at
what you have to do is get to the gate and just throw it at the door and hope it reaches the mailbox.
You just leave it there, knock it, and run away.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, we tried to deliver
complain that where your postcode.
No one was in, or crushed a package and just crumple it up under a bin somewhere. And be like, I've delivered it. I utterly enjoyed it. I couldn't recommend.
No, I'm pleased with that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so go play Lake, please. We gave away a few copies as well. When we did our podcast 50th. So hopefully whoever got them codes enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Postman J.
Yeah, no, great. Honestly, you should check it out. It's so good. Such a lovely, chill experience, as I keep saying.
Yeah, when I feel like delivering packages, I'll crack on it.
Cool. So that was our top 5 games of the year for the Xbox Xpod Tavern crew. We'll have more from the rest of the team on the site, as I said, in the next week or so when they get around to putting the article up and ready together and all that goodness.
So how quickly can we fire through the rest of this stuff?
So I mean, we've gone on pretty long.
We're already at 1 hour 47.
I mean, all I will say is I haven't got to get up for work in the morning because I've got the day off tomorrow.
I also
I'm working from home tomorrow, so that's very loosely based.
I do have to get up.
I will be working because I know my work listens to this podcast. I will actually be working. Don't worry.
I also normally
have to get up
edit
at 4
this
o'clock
as well.
Work, so we got a bit of news to get through very quickly. Can one of you guys do the housekeeping while I pop off very quickly?
Me to run through it.
Go for it.
Go on.
You do it if you want, Dan.
Well, he's got to go for a toilet, so let's go. So, Incoin.
What?
Oh my God! Insert coin promo. So, I know, guys. It's been a while. Leave me alone. I've still got a bit of a hangover from yesterday. So, insert coin promo. Head over.
Size ahead.
No, it was
Porn
cocktails.
Star Martinis.
Oh, mate, lovely. It was so good.
Porn Star Martinis. He was lovely.
I mean, let's just segue to this. Where did you go?
Where'd you go? We've got a new little cocktail bar that's opened up in my village.
He was doing like fucking sound of music, dancing on the curb and everything, jumping in puddles, jumping back up.
It was great fun. I got mud all over my new trainers. Not happy.
Oh no, the new ones as well.
Raging.
That's what happens when you're jumping in and out of puddles on the way home.
No, that's when I was just walking up the road. Anyway, let's stop this. Right, insert coin.
Walk into puddles.
Oh fucking Jesus Christ! Right, insert coin promo until December 2022. We have got 20% off with Xbox Tavern 22. The reason why it's 22 is because it's valid until December 22, Ian. We also have all our content on xboxtavern.com, so have a look at our reviews as well as some of our written pieces, so go enjoy them, and then you can also interact with us over there as well. So if you liked my review that's coming up shortly,
if you liked, wait a minute. If you like my review, that's coming up shortly.
Shortly, yeah.
You see the issue with that there, Dan, don't you?
No, I don't. Just leave me alone. And then
be proud. I've written my review for Space Crew already.
Oh wow! How late is that?
Quite late. It's on this bad boy. As long as I don't break this.
My next review.
Oh no, it's broken. Can't get it back.
And then finally, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Xbox Tavern. No, it's not. It's youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official. Jamie's back and he can run through the news.
Thank you very much
TikTok.
for
let's get this
handling the TikToks and stuff. So let's
I haven't done the TikTok in a while, but yeah.
So basically, the news is there's video games, and some of them are good, some of them not so good, and others aren't out yet.
How quick can you get through what was announced? Go for it.
Oh, fuck me. Right, let's do this, shall we? So we're looking at IGN. We're going to scroll through very quickly.
Yep,
so
Alan Wake 2. Woo, woo, Alan Wake 2, baby.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Alan Wake 2 got a trailer.
Horror.
It looks proper good. As I've noted before, not really care for
Looks
Alan Wake, but
fucking terrifying.
the full-on
That's one thing
survival horror
I'm
game.
fucking Alan Wake 2. I'm like, I'm scared at the same time.
I mean, the Remedy announced a Star Wars game. Anybody care about that?
Star Wars
cool.
Eclipse action adventure game. Yep, definitely.
Oh yeah.
A Wonder Woman game announced from Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor developers Monolith Productions, which is apparently going to use the Nemesis system, which is the only reason I'm even remotely interested, because
potentially I'll play it for that.
As long as you can start whipping people, it's fine.
Yeah.
New
That's used to
Elden
be
Ring
whipped.
trailer. Yeah, it looks right. If you're into that sort of thing. First gameplay for Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Looked awesome.
Looked all right. Looked
Look
good.
good.
Halo Master Chief Collection. Not collection, sorry. TV show.
Yep.
Trailer looked pretty good.
With the guy who was in American Gods, if anybody's watched that, the guy that played the Irish leprechaun.
Pablo Schreiber.
Yep, he was in American Gods. He is fucking amazing as an actor. So if he gets to put his bit into it, that show will be fantastic because he is amazing.
I looked him up because I never heard of him before, and he was in a scene in some sort of film with The Rock, and he made The Rock look small.
So
I was like,
fucking,
okay.
Honestly, do me a favor, look up.
God.
Look him up, right, and go and look at him in American Gods as the Irish boy. Holy shit, he's 6'5", right? He's built like the side of a house.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty fucking huge.
He's chunky.
Hellblade 2 got a new gameplay trailer, which looked, for my money anyway, fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why the fucking bitching and moaning about that is fucking
There were a lot of people whinging about
PlayStation
it.
I mean, they're worried about anything.
Can't wait for that game.
That's
Cannot
gonna be
wait.
awesome.
Sonic Frontiers, an open zone Sonic adventure.
Yep,
officially
Snowfest.
announced. Looked pretty cool. The movie trailer for Sonic 2 looked pretty cool as well.
That looked more than pretty cool. It looked fucking awesome.
Looked awesome.
Yeah.
It's got Knuckles in it.
Do I
Knuckles,
look like I
voiced by
need
Idris
your
Elba.
powers?
Yeah, I know. You fucking punt. Oh, yeah, brilliant. Anyway, DLC for Cuphead is coming in June.
Yep.
Which has been long awaited because it's been fucking ages in development. Telltale are back with The Expanse. I don't know if anybody's ever watched The Expanse. I don't know.
Any good?
That'll be good.
Fucking amazing.
Cool. Absolutely
amazing. That if it's done properly, and the character that's used in it, the character that they're going to be doing it, Kamina Drummer, if they do it properly, that'll be better than Borderlands. The Tales of the Borderlands game.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to try this because I like the Telltale games.
Absolutely amazing. Give you a quick background of it. You've got humans, or
rapid fire Russ.
You've got Earthlings, you've got Martians, and you've got Belters. Mars is a big superpower. Earth's a big superpower. Belters are the guys that get shit on for a great height between both of them. You play as a Belter. That's the Kamina Drummer character.
Spiffing. Let's check that out. Is it like a TV series? Or
Amazon Prime.
Okay, fine.
It's amazing.
Cool. So we'll go check it out. So Plague Tale Requiem, new trailer. I don't know if anyone will watch it, but I'm sure it looked fucking awesome.
You're missing the good ones. Come on.
Hang on. Silent Hill creator announces new game Slit Ahead. Silent Hill, new game.
Yep.
Spiffing. Among Us VR, which I will play at some point, no doubt. New Saint Row, blah, 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 blah. Tiny Teen. No, we don't do that one. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands show off chaotic fantasy action.
That's not even the one I'm most. No, that's not even the one I'm most excited about.
Cool. Crossfire X is coming on February 10th, which you've been looking forward to. Remedy developing the single player and the multiplayer, which was fair to middling when I played the beta last year or early this year, whenever it was. Dying Light 2, the cinematic rubbish. Tunic has got a release date in March. Very excited about this one.
PUBG's free to play. You missed that.
PUBG is free to play. Yes,
yep.
in
You're
January,
missing the big two.
January 12th.
Rumbleverse. Did you see Rumbleverse?
No, we don't care about Rumbleverse.
It looked pretty good. It's like a battle royale wrestling game. Really
Kings
good.
of Fighter though looks awesome.
Lord of the Rings Gollum, the Untold Story trailer. Didn't watch that. I'm sure it's wonderful. Annapurna doing something about skating. I don't know. Somerville from the people who made, or some of the people who made Inside and Limbo. That looked pretty good before, so go check that out. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre online multiplayer horror game announced.
That'll be fucking amazing.
I'm sure it'll be one. As long as it's not like fucking
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Demi wishes it was Lollipop Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I think that will be very much like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Can I jump back to the story that you've missed? I'm desperate for you to jump into.
Hang on, I'm going. Oh yeah, I'll probably miss what
Go on,
you're
you
talking about.
June Spice Wars.
What are you on about?
RTS game.
Oh, okay.
Based on the new film that's just came out. It will be fucking amazing.
I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Oh, don't be that mean to him.
It will be awesome.
What's it, Miss
Spice
Crossfire
Wars?
X coming
I
to
thought you said
Xbox?
Space Wars.
No, he said Crossfire X.
Spice. He's Spice
Spice
yep.
Wars. Okay.
Space.
Not too fast.
Spice.
Space.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a lot of shit announced at the Game Awards. Probably the most interesting one was
Hellblade 2.
Google Play bringing mobile games to PC.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely, if you haven't watched it, definitely go check out that Rumble.
The best news is Alan Wake 2.
Oh yeah, Alan Wake 2 was the big one. That was fucking awesome. Yeah. Me and Jay had spoke about the night before when you had sent me that message about certain things. About
I got a cryptic email from someone saying, "Oh, tomorrow there'll be a new horror game announced, but I can't tell you because Big Daddy K will destroy me." And I was like, "K, Kojima."
Well, when you say it, the thing is, when you say it like that, it's Big Daddy Nightly. When you say it like that, but
Keely, you mean, yeah.
Keely,
but But yeah. So
even still, we had speculated that there was going to be a new Silent Hill game when you said that. I think we
didn't good. Well, what's his name? Guillermo del Toro. What's his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Thank you. Didn't he tease something to do with Silent Hill? I only saw a headline.
There's been loads of things teased with Silent Hill. Because obviously the one with Norman Reedus and Kojima had obviously had, and then PT was sort of like the Silent Hill thing, and all of that disappeared in a very hush silentness. And now obviously this thing, Slitterhead, coming out. But if they're saying that it looks just as terrifying as the previous Silent Hill game. So if that's the case, then fucking inject it directly into my veins, please.
Yes, please. So plenty of decent stuff. Some games won, as you said earlier on. X-Take-Two won Game of the Year overall, beat Deathloop. I can't remember the other games that were listed. Obviously, they didn't win, so fuck them. They don't count.
That's a bit mean.
I can't remember, and I can't remember to look it up. So, and there was lots of other awards, I'm sure, that they did, in amongst many adverts, no doubt.
Halo won People's Choice, didn't it?
Yep. Forza won Best Sport.
Yeah. And I'm sure there were plenty of other decent games.
Don't worry about the rest.
No.
I didn't really watch. Well, I didn't watch any of it, to be honest. I watched some of the trailers, and that's about it. The only other one I did want to ask you guys if you checked out yet or not. The Matrix Awakens on the Xbox demo. Has anybody downloaded it?
Is it not like 30 gig or something? It's like huge.
It's about 30 odd gig. Yeah, it's quite big.
But it's not. But what is it? It's just an experience, isn't it? It's not like a game or anything like that.
Have you tried it yet, Daniel?
No, I haven't downloaded it.
Stupid question. Yeah.
It looks fucking awesome. To be fair, see if that's what the next gen, like the next what we're going to be getting in the future level of games looks like. Holy shit!
Seeing as I seem to be the only one who's actually played it, I've played it about 5 times. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it looks
amazing. Do you actually play it, or do you just?
Yeah, so you start off and it's got a bit of walking with Keanu Reeves and I forget the lady's name. The girl from
Trinity.
Yeah, whatever the actress.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
That's it. Yes, thank you. And they're sort of talking to the camera, and they cut away and they cut back, and they've changed it for like the digital versions of them. But they're really well done. Like the models and the animation stuff, it's really hard to tell between the two of them whether they're real or digital. And then you do like a chase sequence on the highway, and it's full of explosive effects and crashes and dynamic light and all that sort of stuff. And then you just get to explore the city, and it's full of basically tech demo stuff. So ray tracing and lighting and physics and all this sort of stuff, and it's all right. It's decent enough to go to piss around in. You could drive a car and smash into other cars and destroy, massive amount of vehicles and stuff. And the ray tracing is very impressive actually, because I was standing there, I was watching like on the side of a like a big lorry top thing, and watch all the cars sort of go behind me, and you could tell what color they were, where they were, and the people walking past and all that sort of stuff. And the scale of it's really good, but yeah, it's purely a tech demo. There's nothing to really play. It's just you go around and there's little placards saying, in this demo we use this kind of lighting. It's okay,
but that's the thing. So
you can toggle it on and off, and you can press buttons to show you what how to render in this or how to render in that stuff. It's very impressive, but unless you're really into like Digital Foundry, or digging deep dive into it, you're just going to go, oh, that's pretty cool, and then turn it off.
So that's the thing, like the bit that's on the screen now with sort of modern day Keanu Reeves, obviously he's jumping through between the two back to the old film. But the bit you've just seen with modern day Keanu Reeves, was that digital? Was it real? Because it looked real, but at the same time, I think it's digital. Because look at the way his hair's moving and things like that. Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
It bounces back and forth between them. So it started off with the close up of the real one.
Yeah.
And then this bit here.
That's digital.
Is a digital one.
That's like, it's it, fucking incredible.
That's the closest up, it goes back to real.
See,
so in the middle is real.
That's the digital, and then you quit over there, and that's a real one.
Yeah.
And it's you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell there. Like, that's out and out digital.
But it's really very impressive, like the level of detail they got on his face and the animations and stuff. It's well worth a download.
Fucking awesome game, isn't it?
Well worth a download. Even if you just do the opening like chase sequence. Pretty clever, really impressive.
But do you think that's a pipe dream, or do you think that's the future of gaming?
I think it's heading that way.
Yeah, there was a big interview on Digital Foundry where they were talking about the tech and stuff, and they said basically we built it and we were like, we could show people this and they'd be like, oh, it's running on a high-end PC. We're like, just put it out there and let people play it for themselves and they can see. Yeah, and they've still got a lot of work to do on various bits and pieces. Like for example, if you get in the car, you can just drive. But if you go too fast, the frame rate proper chugs because it can't keep up.
Yeah.
Whereas in the action sequence, which you're watching now, it's almost flawless because they've obviously authored it to be a certain way.
She doesn't look too good.
No, she did not look good, does she?
She doesn't look well.
She hasn't aged
very
well
impressive
at
for what for what it is. Really impressive. And I look forward to seeing more of this sort of stuff.
I mean, if that's the future of gaming, that is going to be fucking
scary and awesome.
Like I said, it's worth just experiencing it and just walking around the city for 10 minutes, just looking at how the effects are done and that.
The thing is, and they've picked it, like,
definitely gonna download it.
They've picked the best film to showcase this because, like, being in the Matrix is what video games could essentially be like. It's an escape from the real world, and if you're jacked in the Matrix, everything seems to be just like everything is perfect. Whereas when you then come back to real life, it might not be as good as the in-game world, which is what the Matrix is. And it's just the thought, if they're going to get sort of photorealistic with what games are going to look like now, you're going to start edging that line against what the Matrix is all about. Yeah.
And this bit that we were just watching Descend, there's a lot of like in jokes and references that everything looks a bit unreal. Get it? Unreal Engine. And they're talking about the characters are breaking like the fourth wall now. It's well worth a check out. Go download it. It's big, but it's well worth a go. It looks lovely.
It looks fucking incredible.
Cool. But before we go on all fucking night long, that's about it for the news. There was some shit about Splinter Cell getting an open world thing. It's fuck that. No, we can talk about that another.
Jay doesn't want to talk Splinter Cell.
I don't want to talk about fucking open world Splinter Cell a la the other fucking 10-ton of games we've got.
Would you not want an open world Splinter Cell?
No.
Why?
Because no, we're getting to it next week. It's
late
in the day now.
The tagline on it is Splinter Cell reportedly has an Halo Infinite like open world.
Yeah, and Halo Infinite has a Breath of the Wild open world, and Breath of the Wild has a fucking
all of which are great games, so I don't see what the issue is.
But you can't sneak into an embassy in an open world.
Yeah, you can.
Of course you can.
No, let's get into it next week. Unless you want to now. I can tell Graham's well excited about talking about Splinter Cell for another hour.
He's like, my connection's cutting out. Oh, what a shame. God damn it.
Is that the time? I really must go. We've been going for far too long already.
Yeah. Just want to add the Halo thing that's just come out. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, it came out 14th.
Yeah. So on the 14th of December, they'll be adding Slayer, Fiesta, SWAT, and
Free for all.
FFA. Yeah.
Nice.
So there'll be an update as of the 14th.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, we should get back in there.
Quick
on
other
the
wee bit of
14th.
news just in regards to updates. Has anybody seen what Assassin's Creed are doing?
You'll
They've
have to.
brought out a new update that compresses all of the game files, but you have to delete the game and reinstall it to play it.
Okay.
What the fuck?
How much does it compress it by?
So it's down to 30 gig. But
But that
it's,
goes to what we
On what?
said a couple of months ago with Apex. Like sometimes it's worth deleting Apex Legends to
Yeah.
get a smaller file.
but it's just
When
the
a
way
new
the
update
fact
comes
that
in.
the way that they've introduced it, you have to uninstall the game and reinstall it to play it. I just thought that was bizarre. That's a weird way of doing things.
Yeah, you think that would be a sort of automatic, like you update it and it just wipes
Works.
off your hard drive and
Yeah.
No.
reinstalls it for you. But,
Anyway, sorry. Next story.
yeah. Well, we can talk about Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell and all other things Ubisoft, the good side and not the bad side, next week. There's games coming and leaving the Game Pass. We'll get into that next week. I'm way too fucking long already. So, unless anybody else has anything they desperately want to talk about, should we wrap it up?
Could do, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't be a
let's wrap
fool.
up.
Wrap your tool.
Ah!
Sorry.
Oh dear.
And on that wonderful note, thank you very much for joining us this week. This has been the very special episode 59, where we talk about the Game of the Year goodness, including top picks such as Halo, Blake, 12 Minutes, and various other games. Hope you've enjoyed the show. I've been Jamie, and you can join us at xboxtavern.com, youtube.com/xboxtavernofficial, at xboxtavern on Twitter, that wonderful place. And you can follow my good friends Daniel,
At Chocolate About 80.
Ian,
At Nutty Ray.
Ross,
Chaotic 8389.
and Graham.
Green Reaper.
Thank you ever so much. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, or week, I should say. And we shall catch you next week at 8 p.m.
Ish. For the quiz special,
But
baby.
the quiz.
For the quiz, yes. We didn't get into that, did we? Sorry. Quiz next week, and then we're off for a couple of weeks.
We are. We're taking a well-earned hiatus.
So
Season one's over.
enjoy
Season
the
His
one.
quiz.
crown's going to be taken.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Bye,
know.
Dan.
There'll be no
I'm ready. I've been
shenanigans.
training.
No shenanigans. He's screwing me this time. This is my time.
Oh, I can't wait till you fuck up another Game Pass
Yeah, I
section.
know.
So what we had, we've had StarCraft and fucking
Back for Blood.
Apple Blood.
As long as there's no Game Pass questions or fucking that.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
You can check out our previous quizzes on the YouTube channel, which was episode 50th and episode 30. Was that right?
Yeah.
30 and
30th
50.
and 50th.
My
And
goal is to
yeah.
make Graham get angry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all you've got to do is ask a question, and they'll be like, shenanigans.
Clarity.
Ask a vague question.
Yeah.
But yes, we were back next week with our quiz, and then we'll be off for a couple of weeks. So look forward to that. Hopefully, join us, get in a chat, answer some questions yourself, and have a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And we'll
Take
see
care.
Love you,
next
bro.
week.
See you later,
Love you,
folks.
bye.
Have fun.
Goodbye.